years of corruption, 50 years of lies, 50 years of gradually putting Bahamians last in their own country. It's election season. They are at your doors. They are accessible. You have their phone numbers. You can call them and they will answer. They're offering you everything in the world. But what has that benefited you over the last 50 years? 50 years, and the FNM and PLP has not built one hospital. 50 years, and poor education. 50 years, and we're still talking about potholes. Don't fall for their tricks. Don't fall for their lies. After 50 years, it's time for change. That's why the coalition rose up, who've decided that after 50 years, we've had enough of this. It's time for a change. And remember, change ain't coming. Change is here.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message from the COI.
If you see a bunch of these people coming from a country that is dangerous right now, that has been blocked by the Turks and Caicos, who is experiencing a crime wave because of them, who is now blocked by America, if we as Bahamians see our flag carrier being used to bring these people in, and other carriers, it's not just Bahamas Air, every day they're coming in, that Bahamians shouldn't say nothing.
Your evil, manipulative, wicked ways will not triumph over this nation.
Our country's under invasion. We can fix that. Dude deported out of the country, and then the next day, he fell, approve a work permit for him. This is the kind of nonsense that's going on in this country. That's why America has only 20% or less of that is actual Bahamians. So we're being outnumbered by birth and by persons flooding into our country. And Bahamians are sitting back and letting Pintard and Brave Davis sell this country out. This is the last election we're going to have the majority. Unite, Bahamians, unite! If you are afraid to stand up and fight for this country, you are going to lose it.
They coming for our land. They coming for our money. They coming for our nationality. They taking away our sovereignty. But now it seems like they want to take away our voices. Do not let them take away your voice. So Fred Mitchell can call us all the idiots he wants. We will push forward. See, the problem with you, Fred Mitchell, you ain't used to people standing up to you and putting you in your place. Meet the Coalition of Independence. Louis George, what you need to do, you need to go back to Haiti and you need to sit up and look at what hate is. You need to look at what real fear-mongering is.
You see everything working out in their favor. They are taking all of our services and taking it to the shanty town to cater to them. We are saying there's almost on a daily basis, these are people getting citizenship with the aid of the government. And these kinds of actions are causing it hard for Bahamians.
I'm back with Davis, Prime Minister, who pepper is here. Donnez ça Abdullah. Votez, register. Who Brave Davis passé avec Brave Davis, now live net. It's better under the PLP, and it's getting better. The Bahamas, you all know.
Let me just say that I have always been a part of this community. And there's no accident I know how to do all day with dancing. Because you are me and I am you. And I'll be here with you always. I don't call you all, no, you all are not Haitians, Bahamians. You are Bahamian, and your origin is Haitian. Mine too, and many of us. We have to stay apart for now so we can be together later.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Wonderful. I am so happy to be here. at the Coalition of Independence's headquarters. Hey, if you're listening to me, come on down. We're waiting for you. We want to see you. We want to hear from you. We're here at the headquarters, and we're having an exciting lineup today. Is anybody excited about what's happening today? The lineup is going to blow your mind. It has already blown mine in the back there. I came out here, and I'm like, wow. I'm still wowing, and I would have had the information in a little while now. So it's good to have you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody in social media land, YouTube, Facebook, all of our platforms. We are happy to have you. Could we please stand? And we'll have the opening prayer by our national chaplain, Mr. Kirk Farrington. He is the candidate, the ratified candidate for Southern Shores, and he's Southern Shores in the house. Well, we're all Southern Shores today. Southern Shores, where are you? Yeah, so you're welcome, Mr. Farrington. Come on and open us up in a word of prayer. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everybody. Shall we pray? Most kind, gracious, and eternal Father, we thank you for your wonderful works amongst us. We believe and we know that it is only by your might, only by your power, that we accomplish the things we set forth to accomplish. And so we sanctify this time, we sanctify this moment, we sanctify this event unto you. We know that you have chosen this movement, and you have chosen this movement to bring forth your perfect will in this nation. And so we thank you. We go forth. As we go forth with faith, believing that the work is already done, and all we're doing is giving you thanks. We praise your wonderful name for your seal upon this organization and all its leaders, all its followers. We place your seal, your covering upon us all as you bring us and you lead us by your Holy Spirit and by your power. Thank you now for your anointing that covers each and every candidate even now. Thank you for the protection, the seal around their lives as they go from day to day. Thank you that no weapon that formed against them shall prosper. Thank you that they are covered, they are protected, for you have assigned angels with flaming swords of fire to guard their personage. And we thank you for it now. And we place our lives into your hand as people that you have chosen for this time and season. Let your will be done. Let your will be done. Let your will be done, that no man can say that they had a hand in what you are doing. We bless you and we honor you now for your will being done, even through this organization and through this people. In Yahshua's name we pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Thank you, Apostle. Could you continue to stand for the national anthem of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas? March on, march, march on, Bahamaland. March on, Bahamaland. March on, Bahamaland. Let's do the pledge. If you don't mind, let's do the pledge. We're going to put our right hand across our left breast, and we're going to repeat the pledge of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I pledge my allegiance to the flag and to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, for which it stands, one people united in love and service. You may be seated. Look at the person to the left or the right of you and tell them how beautiful they look or how handsome and dapper they look. You look amazing. You look lovely. You look beautiful. I'm happy to see you. Yes. Yes. I love the smiles in the place. I love the smiles. I am going to now read the bio of our candidate who is going to be ratified in just a few minutes. And we're just grateful to God because we are a fluid organization. Everybody that starts with us is not going to end with us, and we understand that. However, when God is at the forefront, we cannot and we will not fail. We will not fail. This evening, we proudly present a woman of strength, service, and proven leadership. A daughter of Eleuthera, she is an entrepreneur, community builder, and mentor who has dedicated her life to empowering others. She is a mother, a businesswoman, and a woman of deep faith whose work has touched lives across New Providence, Abaco, and Eleuthera. With decades of experience spanning hospitality, business management, event planning, agriculture, and youth development, she has not only built businesses, but built people. From founding entrepreneurial initiatives and farmers' cooperatives, to mentoring young leaders and serving in organizations like Toastmasters and community ministries, her impact is both wide and lasting. She is an award-winning professional, an advocate for community with growth, and champion for opportunity, especially for women, youth, and small businesses. Today, she stands not just as a candidate, but as a woman who has been ready, who has been working, uplifting communities, creating opportunities, and leading with purpose. And before she comes out, I'm going to call our national chairman, Ms. Charlotte Green, to add a little bit more onto this. Ms. Charlotte Green, are you here with us? We would love to have you up here at the podium as you give your charge and as you add to the introduction of this woman who has set herself forth for the Coalition of Independence. Thank you so much. Ms. Green?
Thank you. Oh, good evening, everyone. Good evening, change agents. Welcome to the Coalition of Independence headquarters. For most of you who do not know, my name is Charlotte Green, National Chairman for the Coalition of Independence, and the candidate for the greatest constituency in the Bahamas, Carmichael constituency. Ladies and gentlemen, the Coalition of Independence, the Council has spoken. And in my capacity as the National Chairman of the Coalition of Independence, I stand before you to officially introduce to you the ratified candidate of South and Central Eleuthera, none other than Miss Bekira Taylor.
Feel good, I'm aligned with my truth.
Ms. Bekira Taylor, on behalf of the Coalition of Independence, we are grateful to have you as our official ratified candidate for the great constituency of South and Central Eleuthera. Welcome to the family of change. A pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Are you ready? You sure you're ready? Are you ready? Talk like you're ready. Shout like you're ready if you're ready. Well, I'm glad to hear you're ready because what we're about to embark on is something great and wonderful. I want to say a special hello to everyone here, especially the constituents of Eleuthera, the North and the South and Central constituents. It is a pleasure and honor to be here in the capacity as the candidate that's been ratified for South and Central Eleuthera. I want you all to know, this is not by accident or chance. God himself is behind this. If you don't know now, you'll find out later. Like they would have said, I am the daughter of the soil of Eleuthera and deep, rich soil of Eleuthera.
Exactly. My grandparents and all of my great-grandparents are from Eleuthera. My husband is also from Eleuthera as well. So I am here to be able to represent our island as best as I can. Even though this is something that has just transpired, I want you to know we have key initiatives already that we have set up for our island. And we're able to do that because we live there. I live there. We know the needs of the people there. We hear their cries every day. And recently, within this past week, after I would have been told that I was a prospective candidate, I literally went on the ground all the way to Deep Creek, which is the southern end of the island, to talk to various constituents. And I was so saddened. And that sadness powered me up and gave me even more energy to be here in this capacity and to push more for change. When I could hear a 70-year-old woman tell me, Taylor, if they didn't send no one, I wasn't voting. I was just going to stay home. Can I tell you, a 50-year-old man said to me, I don't care who they did bring for the COI, the cat, the rat, or the bat. I was going to be on board with that person. But when they saw it was me, they said, hallelujah. And they said that because they know what I stand for. They know what I've done. They know where we come from and where we could be. Eleuthera is a rich island. A rich island. We are a jewel of the entire Bahamas. Not to step on anybody other island toes, but it is what it is from my perspective. And I can Ragged Island, and I can tell you, the people of Eleuthera want better. They need better, and they deserve better, and that is why I am here as a voice to assist and help make that change. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell all of you, this is not just about telling the people of Eleuthera, but everyone in the entire Bahamas. We have to come out of the mindset of worrying about a man. Because when they called me and when I was talking to a few people and they was like, you sure you want to be with this guy? I'm like, of course. I said, why wouldn't I want to be? I've seen their mission statement. I've seen their vision. I said, have you? Some of them couldn't answer because they were caught up on the man. I said to them, this is our country. If we want better, we have to stop talking behind closed doors about wanting better and wanting change. We have to step up as individuals, come out of that fear factor, because at the end of the day, if we are serving God, He will back us left, right, and center. We don't have to worry about victimization on any job. I didn't even know I was going to be here today and be in this capacity, but can I tell you I left my 9-to-5 job a month ago? Wow. God said to me, get off that job. He said, you need to focus on farming, because I'm a farmer. He said, you need to focus on more community advocacy. Presently, I am the chairman of the Sustainability Cooperative for the entire Eleuthera. He said, you need to focus especially on the young and the old. And in that capacity, those are things that I have started doing already. And he said you need to be more intentional on those things because those are the things that matters. There's things that coming and we all need to tap into it, look and see what's going on, not just in the Bahamas, in the entire world. Tap into it. Tap into understanding what's going on. And when you do not just sit with the information, do something about it. And when you do something about it, share it with others. Because the truth be told, everyone is not financially stable to execute numerous things that they may see and want to do. So we have to continue to be our brother's keeper wherever and whenever we can. So I just want to be short and sweet and just stick to the point because I know we have a big agenda ahead. But again, I want to say I am happy to be in this capacity. I will serve the entire South and Central Eleuthera to the best of my ability. And everybody know, with Taylor, there's no failure. Thank you so much.
I see we a little anxious there. I am too. I'm ready for us to get into the release of all of our vision for the New Bahamas. And we are going to close this ceremony. Oh, that was quick, hey? That was quick. How many of you in here so far are pleased with the candidate for South Central Eleuthera? But guess what? It was the council members that chose her. So give yourself a round of applause. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close this part of the ceremony out by making a statement. And this statement is a call to order to all of our fellow Bahamians here in the Bahamas and our diaspora abroad. My fellow Bahamians, I speak in the capacity as the national chairman for the Coalition of Independence. We have dedicated our lives, not my life, not his life, but our lives, to defending the sovereignty of this nation that raised us, shaped us, and taught us. We have stood firmly for equal rights, for justice, for dignity. Some of us were arrested, thrown in the gallows. I can call it the gallows because I've never been in jail before. And for the dignity of the Bahamian, our country. The Bahamas, yet, even in this noble pursuit, there are those who will oppose us, who will resist the very idea that a better Bahamas is possible. The vision we set forward is not empty talk, and you will see that tonight. It is thorough, intelligent. It is a plan to rebuild our nation into one we can truly be proud of. A Bahamas grounded in integrity, strengthened by accountability, guided by transparency. At the heart of transformation is the creation of our sovereign wealth fund, a foundation of security for our people. It will be the pillow upon which the weary can finally rest. The provision long denied, now delivered. Watch tonight. The inheritance of the Bahamian people finally returned to its rightful owners. For 53 years, administration after administration has withheld that inheritance, my fellow Bahamians. The wealth of this nation, cultivated by the hands of our forefathers, nurtured by generations, has not been equitably shared. But guess what? That ends now. This is the moment we step into a new dimension of governance. This is the birth of the new Bahamas. I hope you're all excited. With general elections approaching at any time, I urge every citizen, register, prepare, take this moment seriously, because this is not just another election. This is a defining hour. Our nation is under threat, not by force, but by policy. Tonight, we will be having policy discussion. Our nation is under threat by negligence and by a failure to uphold the Constitution of the Bahamas. The rights of citizens have been sidelined. The contributions of Bahamians have too often been redirected for political expediency. We must correct this course. Let me be clear, my fellow Bahamians. We are a nation built on laws, on order, on respect for all people. We do not discriminate. We welcome humanity with compassion, but we will not compromise. Hear me when I say this. The Coalition of Independence will not compromise the rights, security, and future of the Bahamian citizens. A nation must always be governed by those who are fully committed to its people, its future, and its identity. Do not feel ashamed for fighting for your country. The Coalition of Independence will be a government rooted in integrity, guided by principle, and anchored in moral responsibility. We recognize the spiritual foundation upon which our nation stands, that we are accountable not only to the people, but to a higher authority. And in that understanding, we will govern with humility, justice, and conscience. Every Bahamian will have the right to determine their own future. Every citizen will be respected, and every decision made by our administration. You all hear that? Man, you all hear that, man? Our administration. Our administration will be done with the awareness that we are stewards and not owners. So today, the choice is yours. Some may hesitate. Some may feel bound to tradition or loyalty to systems that have divided us for so long. But I ask you today, when you all then listen to this vision, all of our viewers, when you already have listened to the vision, I ask you, choose not for the past, choose the future. Choose for your children. Choose for your grandchildren. Choose for the generations to come. This election is not just about leadership. It is about their survival and the identity and the destiny of the Bahamian people. Vote wisely, my fellow Bahamians. Vote consciously. Vote with the full weight of your responsibility as a citizen of this great nation, because the Bahamas is indeed great. And when you leave that polling station, do so knowing that your choice reflects your hope for a better life, for your family, and for the future of the Bahamas. In closing, I encourage you today, vote for the Coalition of Independence, a government called to restore, to rebuild, and to return power to the people. Change is no longer coming. It's here. Let us embrace it together. And by the grace and the guidance of the Almighty God, we will endure, we will prosper, and stand strong as a truly independent, self-determined nation. My fellow Bahamians, may God bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and its people, and of course, the Coalition of Independence.
All right, we have several preachers in here. We're going to pass the offering pan, and you can give your tithes and offerings and your special gifts. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord, everybody. I am so proud to be a part of the Coalition of Independence. I don't know about you. I am so proud because change ain't coming. I definitely want to say congratulations to Taylor. There is no failure with Taylor. Well. Everybody has the best constituency, so let me talk about the great Garden Hills, okay? Garden Hills, we are rising. We have South Beach in the house. We have, you only want chip? You only want chip? We have South Beach in the house, Southern Shores, Tall Pines, Nassau Village, Golden Gates. What else we have? We have Seabreeze in the house. We have Kalani in the house, in my face. We have Bamboo Town in the house. We have Pinewood. We have St. Anne's in the back. We got Golden Isles in the back. We got, listen, everybody in the house. Now, if you ain't in the house, something wrong. There's a seat for you. There's a seat. We're waiting. We're so proud of our candidate for Central and South Eleuthera. Thank you for coming on board. We believe that it is a God thing, and we join in with you. We support you. We celebrate you. Let's do this thing now. Boots on the ground. Yes, yes. And those of you in social media land who have not seen your candidate and you've been crying and asking, where is your candidate? Please feel free to put a message under the chat and we'll find you. Your candidate is going to find you. We are on the ground. I don't want you to think we're slacking off. We are on the ground. We are working. Some people work well into 9, 10 o'clock in the night. Could you believe that? No, because we're fighting for change. So you got to do what you got to do. You got to walk. You got to do what you have to do. Like Mr. Bain said, we'll rest at the finish line. We can just do a dive, like Shawnee Miller. Yeah. And then when we finish, we finish. So I'm going to call, without further ado, our leader, Mr. Lincoln Michael Bain, who is going to talk to us about this exciting time. Oh, my goodness. I hope you all are listening. You're about to take notes because we're going to talk about our first 100-day plan. First, listen, no other organization, no other party, red, yellow, whatever color they want be red, blue, whatever. They have never come up with this visionary genius. Listen, this is beyond me. 100-day plan. So as soon as you hit the floor, we're not asking any questions. We have the plan. We have written the vision and we've made it plain and we're going to run with it. Yes, yes. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Change ain't coming. Change ain't coming. Wonderful, wonderful, Mr. Bain. We're waiting on you. You can come and you can share about what the 100-day plan is all about because I know people in social media land and all over who's listening want to know. What are you talking about? 100-day plan? We've never heard that. We never heard it from the PLP. We never heard it from the YAF. This is something major. This is something major. And you have to have a genius leader to come up with something like this. I am honored to serve under this man, this great man who is visionary, who is genius, who speaks from the heart. I know why you have the iPod out today, but he's going to be speaking from the heart. Our Minister of Immigration, the leader of the New Bahamas, Mr. Lincoln Michael Bain.
Thank you. You may be seated. I just want to say thank you to all of you who have showed up, who are here. Thank you for your support. They brought out the presidential microphones and set up. I think they sent this all the way from Washington. I just want Trump to know that you ain't getting this back. No, it is ours. I want to thank you for being here. This is an historic occasion. This is an historic occasion because today, the Coalition of Independence becomes the first political party in this country to release a 100-day plan. This country has never been about plans. It's been about manifestos, which are just bullet points. We could do this, we could do that. But we launched our campaign last year sometime. What was that, March or April? In March, we officially launched our campaign. I hear the news, they don't seem to get things right when it comes to us. The news is saying that 2 parties have launched their campaigns. Well, we launched our campaign and we were sitting waiting on them. And so we went to the Fusion Superplex. But we didn't do it the normal way they do things. We didn't go out there with bear and chicken and partying and telling everyone to twerk and dance. We went to the Fusion Superplex and we gave the people Vision 2030. The first time a national vision for this country has been presented to the Bahamian people. It has never happened before. And so Vision 2030 is a real plan. It's not a manifesto with bullet points. These are plans that are 50 pages long, 80-something pages long. We're showing you what we're going to do and how it's going to be done and when it's going to be done. And so that is how we launched. And so for the media who might be watching this today, we want you to know that we've already launched. We were sitting down waiting on them. And we're glad that they've finally caught up because the election is now 4 weeks away. And so it's really 5 weeks because it's going to go into May, but the advance poll will be the week before. So that's the start of election. And so in 4 weeks, This is it, y'all. This is it. In 4 weeks, this is it. It's Judgment Day. Judgment Day for this government and the opposition. Judgment Day for the PLP and the F&M. It's Judgment Day, y'all. It's time for the Bahamian people to judge whether they feel that our healthcare system works, whether they are satisfied with our hospital system, to judge whether you are satisfied with our education system. It's time to judge them on that. Not just the PLP, but both of them, who have worked together to get us to where we are. To judge whether our roads are done properly. And I want you to know that paving a road is not fixing a road. Putting tar on dirt is not fixing a road. It's not really paving a road, because as soon as the dirt moves, the road moves. And that's why we have potholes. But we need to put properly engineered roads in place. Of course, we'll talk about that as we talk about more of our 100-day plans. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time to judge them. You have to judge on whether we have really seen progress in the last 50 years. And we don't have progress. The only little small things that you could see is stuff they made money from, giving contracts to their cronies to build one clinic here, giving contracts to their cronies to patch up some roads there. We have not seen any real progress. We need a country that's going to move forward, and that's where we are. And so it's time for you to make a choice, 50 years forwards or 50 years backwards. So that brings us to today. Today we see all of these people coming with money and throwing it at the Bahamian people so that they can make more money. I don't want your minds to bash them, throwing your money back at you that he stole from you from that machine, because they can determine whether the machine pays out or not. That's why I call it that. Don't be impressed with that. Don't be impressed with people who pay off politicians to legalize what is wrong. You can't pay to make wrong right. And you shouldn't pay to make right wrong. And so don't be impressed by that, or you can curse your own country. Watch what you do in Bahamas. Are you satisfied with the state of illegal immigration in this country? No. If you are not, then you cannot vote for the PLP or F&M, because both of them did it. If you are, then vote for them. If you like your hospital, vote for them. If you like your roads, vote for them. If you like the price of your electricity and water, vote for them. If you like the fact that some islands don't even have regular electricity and water, then vote for them. This is an easy choice. This is an easy choice. If you want more of what you've been getting, then you vote for them. How easy is that? But if you want something different, you got to vote for something different. And so, ladies and gentlemen, these people are throwing money. They're having their own show over there. That's that? Yeah. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Let's not be impressed. Let's not be impressed. Sorry for the technical difficulty. Let's not be impressed by these people coming and throwing around money or trying to impress you with who they are. Our people were doing some research on Rick Fox for a couple of days, and we ain't find nothing with sense there. I'm sorry, but I got to be straight, because I don't want Bahamians to keep getting hoodwinked and bamboozled. We put a list together of companies he's been involved with. We don't see where none accomplished nothing. We saw one company to make games All these years later, not one game made. Nothing, just go on their website and look to see what they have done. Just a bunch of hype and talk in the beginning, money raised, and then everything disappears. Bahamians, I don't want you to be impressed with the hype. We saw this Patana company, and we went online, and we searched to see if they had actually done anything. We saw one article they have on their website that says that they made a deal with Abu Dhabi to build Patana's headquarters there and to be able to start creating their building blocks and whatever it is they do there. We didn't see that from Abu Dhabi, but we saw that on Patana's website. We don't see it nowhere else. And all these years later, they said they were going to start production. The headquarters, the major headquarters, would be built, finished in I think it was early 2025, and that they would start building and putting out this stuff, producing. Nothing. No update, nothing. And so it seems to be a bunch of scams and flams. But if you look at their website, and they're actually talking about where they have created a huge customer base, and they name some places. Abu Dhabi, where we don't see nothing happening. And guess what they name after that? Bahamas. That's on their website. So they've built a huge customer base. Boy, I wish this was one of them lives I could sit down and go to that computer and show you all. But you all go to patana.com, and then you look, and you will see where they said they've built this big customer base in the Bahamas. That's fraud, Rick Fox. Rick Fox, you need to explain what you're talking about. Because not one, I don't know if you have any customers here. I don't know if you have built any houses here. I don't know that you all have sold one house. But this is how we see what's going on. I just got to be real before we get to what we come here for, to let you all see how they're trying to do their funny tricks and politics. Don't fall for that. We look for assets. We don't see no asset the man have. We saw one in a 2-bedroom apartment he had in 2004, nothing after that. 2-bedroom apartment. We have the address, we have the pictures of it. A 2-bedroom apartment, and that's it. This is not to down him, but we are tired of people coming and showing up pretending they about us when they really about them. We're tired of the MPs going in there broke with intentions to get rich. Not that you can't, any Bahamian could run for office. You could be broke and run for office, but if your intention is to have a come up on the Bahamian people, you're in the wrong place. Go back to Canada. Because all we see is liens, and we got the documents, and these liens coincide with you coming back to the Bahamas, and so we want to know what's going on there, all right? And so no more funny business. Now, I could say more, but I could leave that there. But notice he ain't responding to me, because he know why. But we can open that book another time. All I'm saying, Bahamas, is it's time for real change in this country. I am calling on the leaders of the PLP and FNM to debate, to come forward and let the 3 parties represented in the House of Assembly debate. Let me say it again. I am calling on Philip Rave Davis, Michael C. Pintard, and Lincoln Bain to debate before the Bahamian public, to answer questions about our vision for this nation, to answer questions about our stance on the issues that affect this nation, to let the Bahamian people know where we stand and where we are willing to go, to show that we are competent and capable of leading this nation, to show that we have put thought into this. And so we're calling on them. And that's why we started our campaign, not with no rallies. We started with Vision 2030. And we continue today. As we told you, we're going to start releasing our plans, our first 100-day plans. You all ready? Yes. And so the thing with us, we don't do just a little bullet point thing. It will be difficult for us to do a 100-day plan that deals with every single area in one document. all right? Because it wouldn't be legitimate. It'll just be some stuff saying, okay, we could do this, and we could do that, and we could do that. No, no, no. We have produced a 100-day plan, and you can go to our website right now, and it's on there, coalitionofindependence.com. Independence is spelled with a TS, not CE, coalitionofindependence.com. And you can see our vision. And so as we're talking, you can follow along in what we are talking about. And so we have a flip book right there that you can flip through while some of our candidates are talking to you. We doing this big, y'all. And so what we wanted to concentrate on first, because we can't do everything in one sitting to show every area, what we wanted to concentrate on first was the areas that you are most affected in. And so we wanted to show you when we get in, within the first 100 days, this is what we're going to do. And then this is what we're going to do. And then that is what we're going to do. And we're going to show you how we're going to do it. Okay? And so, ladies and gentlemen, today you're going to hear from a few of our candidates who are going to be presenting to you, a few of our shadow ministers. First is going to start with me. I'll start this thing off. We're going to be talking about our 100-day plan for immigration. Y'all ready? And this is going to be class in session, y'all. I'm going to put it up on the screen, and we're going to talk from on the screen. We ain't doing this the normal way where they just talk some speeches and say some stuff that has no meaning. Class is in session. And I just want you to know, when we take over, all of our classrooms is going to have the screen like what they have on CNN, where the teacher could go there, she could draw on the screen, do what they have to do. Digital. Chalkboards are so... They used to use them in Timbuktu. They used to use them in ancient Greece. No. We moving past that to where the child could be on a tablet doing work and could send up their answer and it pop up on the screen. Or we could do some different things, y'all. Y'all ready? We going into the future now. 50 years forward. So first we're going to deal with immigration. And after we deal with immigration, we're going to deal with our other issue that is plaguing us, healthcare. Our 100-day plan for healthcare. And so the COI won't be around here talking with days left before the election, talking about how we're going to build a hospital. We're going to be build a specialty hospital. No. From day one, it starts. On day one, we're going to start the process. And we're going to show you, of course, you can't build a hospital in 100 days, but we're going to show you what we start and how the process begins. All right? And so our administration is not going to be what happens on year 5. It's going to be about what we do in year 1. You see how Trump came in and every day he was signing executive orders? That could be us. Next, you're going to hear from our upcoming Minister of Finance, decent, qualified, honest young man. And you're going to hear from him on the cost of living, the next major problem we have in this country. And we're going to give you our 100-day plan on how we are going to reduce the cost of living. So you don't have to be paying $1,500 for one bedroom no more. So you don't have to be paying so much for groceries no more. And gas at the pump. There are solutions, quick solutions, short-term solutions. And I want you to understand that what we present to you today is the short-term solution. Of course, we have the long-term, which is you can go to Vision 2030 and you can see the long-term. But we're presenting to you what we're going to do now, what we're going to do from the very beginning. And so you're going to hear from him on that. After him, you're going to hear from our new ministers of energy and natural resources. That's Graham Weatherford and Brian Rule, qualified men, on how we are going to reduce the cost of energy. And it can be done. And then we're going to hear about our land, Crown Land, our 100-day plan to issue Crown Land to the Bahamian people. You all ready? Who's ready for their land? Well, normally Crown Land comes under the Prime Minister, but we're going to allow our chairman to present the plan to you. And so how we're going to do this is, it's going to be a sit-down session. Of course, we're going to let our deputy present here, and then it's going to be a sit-down session where it's conversational. Some of them might get up and go to the screen. Some will say, class in session. We doing this different. We ain't them. We doing this different. All right? And then at the end of this, we can answer all of your questions as we come back. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for something new and something different. I'm ready for a country that works. I'm ready for a party that's ready to govern from day one. And so those are the items we're going to cover today because of time, of course. And then, of course, we'll be back to you all shortly with more. Now, I want all of you to know and understand that election is upon us. We need your help. Come forward and help us. Go to your candidate, help them walk, help them go door to door, help them touch the Bahamian people. They're out there now, they're walking. You can go and assist them. If you want to help us work the polls, how many of you know we got to watch them polls? We need you to come and help us to watch those polls. All right? Because you all know they up to some funny business. This registration system is not working properly. All right? And at the end of the night, of course, we gonna sing a little happy birthday for our candidate. You all know it's her birthday. South and Central Eleuthera, Central and South Eleuthera. It's her birthday today. It's her birthday. It's actually tomorrow, but we celebrate it today. But it's her birthday, and she got a great birthday present. And so she can cut some cake. Oh, y'all can see it there. Okay, yeah, y'all ahead of me. They got some big fancy cake going on there. All right? So everyone will get a taste of it. Who can't taste it can smell it. But ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to say that it's time to do things differently now. And so we're going to run this country like a government. All right? And that's why we're presenting to you our plans for the first 100 days. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will start with immigration. This is something I've been fighting for years. And we want the Bahamian people to know and understand what it is we plan on doing. And like we said, you can go to our website and you can follow along as it relates to what it is we're going to be doing. We want to show you how serious we are about this. All right, so you can get our plan up on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, on day one, when we get to office, we're going to be addressing the immigration crisis in this country. There are some people who might not think that this is a crisis, but immigration affects every single area of our society right now. Illegal immigration particularly. It's affecting our hospital and our hospital care because we are running out of beds and pillows and blankets. They are telling our Bahamian people to bring beds and pillows and blankets from home. They run out of medicine. We don't have rooms in our classrooms. In our classrooms. Guns and drugs are being brought here through illegal immigration. They're not just smuggling people. They're smuggling guns and drugs. And so it's affecting every area of our society. If you're going to increase the population, you have to increase your infrastructure and your services. They didn't do that. They just made money, taking money from these people. And so when we get in, we have some things we're going to do right away. Let's put it up on the screen for them to see. And so we're going to do some things from day one right away. So right away, we're going to take command. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to assign our minister of responsible for this area. And what we're doing is we're fusing together the Ministry of National Security and Immigration. What this is going to do is it is going to put all of our uniform branches under one umbrella so that we can be more effective that there can be cross operations and information passing cross, and we can have one system that all of our law enforcement officers have access to. So that when the police pull you over and he sees some possible illegal immigrants in the car, he don't have to call immigration. He can see it right there in the system. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take command on day one, not merge national security and immigration, and we are going to declare a national emergency on immigration. Trump might have heard me with my plans, but he did the same thing at the borders. He declared a national emergency. That has certain ramifications when you declare a national emergency. I won't explain it now, because I don't want those people to know what we're doing and what we're coming with, but we are going to declare a national emergency as it relates to illegal immigration in this country, because it has become a crisis. And by doing that, we're going to be able to put some things in place and do some things. I'm going to leave that right there. Immediately, we're going to suspend work permits and visas for all Haitian immigrants. One of the main reasons we have to do that is because their government does not exist. So how are they getting papers? How are they getting documents in order to qualify for these things? And that's why a lot of fraud is happening. But the government allowed it to continue for all these years, and now they are saying that they're going to stop it. Of course, we know that ain't true, because election is coming. But you have already allowed us to be overrun and flooded. So we're not entertaining that, but we're going to do that. We are also going to stop all of the flights from that place. And we are going to do that by stopping the visas, because now it won't be a reason to jump on a plane. You can't jump on the plane because the visa is going to stop. And this is one way that we're going to make sure to do that. So from day one, these are some of the things we're going to put in place. In day two, we're going to set the legal reset. We're going to open a 30-day amnesty period. And that's for biometric registration. The reason we are having the reason we are having an amnesty period is not to help anyone in any way. It's not to be soft on immigration. It's to be hard on immigration. We are giving you a chance to come to us. I remember when I first joined the police force, there were some police officers. They was rough, boy. One of them was Oscar Sands. Y'all remember him? Another one was Lincoln Cartwright. Lincoln, see, that's his squaddy. Lincoln Cartwright and Oscar Sands and these fellas, they'll go to a fella and they'll say, listen, go to the police station. When I get there, I will meet you there. Don't let me have to come looking for you. And fellas then would be there in the station waiting on them. Because back then, them fellas didn't play. And so what we're going to say to them is, listen, we need you to turn yourself in. Don't let us have to come looking for you. If we have to come looking for you, there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. But if you come, you save us some money, some time, save our immigration officers from having to run behind you, then we can work with you. Meaning, the same thing that they did in America. They said, okay, you turn yourself in or you go home voluntarily, you will have the opportunity to come back the right way. All right? And some people say, no, they committed a crime, don't let them come back. But listen, we entertain them. We let them do our grass. We let our politicians let that happen. We are sitting down and allowing it. And so we have to find a way that works. And so we're going to tell them to come in. That saves us a lot of time and effort. We're going to register them with biometrics. If you already have a job and someplace to live, then we send you home. All right? And this happens from the first week that we get in office. All right? If you have a job, and you have somewhere to live, you can stay. All right? And you can't be doing a job to compete with us. But other than that, you go home and you wait till you find a job and a place to stay, and you can possibly come back. But if we have to come looking for you, you're going to jail. You're going to do hard time, and you're going to help us build our schools, our libraries, our government offices, so we're not renting from Sebastian. And you're going to help us build our society. You can help us farm. And so, and you get 5 years hard labor, you can help us do what we have to do. Because you come here to work, right? Well, you can work. You just didn't get paid what you thought you'd get paid. And then we're going to send you home. And when we send you home, you're not going on our Bahamas airplane. You're going on boat. We're going to put you on boat, and we're going to send you home. You came on boat, you'll go back on boat. We will not use our Bahamas airplane to do that, all right? Next, on day 30, we're going to build the control system. We're going to launch the legal immigration portal for officers, employers, landlords, etc. And we're going to implement the Seawall Phase 1. What does that mean? We call this LIP. It's the legal immigration portal. The legal immigration portal means that, think about this. Everyone who applies for a work permit had to apply with the government, right? So we know who they are. So we need to have a portal to where we can see who is in this country legally and who they're supposed to be working for. Why don't they have that? Because they don't want it. They want to be able to just show one card that could be fake or could be real, and then you don't pay attention to who they're supposed to be working for on the other side. But the portal will have all of their information, and you'll be able to see who they are. Why is that important? Because when the police pull you over, he don't know if the card real or not. But if you're not if you have a card but you're not in that portal, you lock up. It's simple as that. Because we know who each of them are. All right? Next, we're going to have a portal because if you rent your place to an illegal immigrant, you lock up. If you hire an illegal immigrant, you lock up. You're going to pay a fine initially. After that, you may lose your business license. All right? Why are we saying this? This is a crisis. We are losing our country. What will the portal do? You see, you can't make a person responsible who may be renting their building to say that the document was real or not. But guess what? Every landlord will have access to that portal. And so if the person comes to you, shows you document, you have a duty to look in that portal. If the person is not in that portal, you cannot rent to them. That's your responsibility. And so this will help us to make sure that they don't have anywhere to stay. This will help us to make sure that they can't get a job illegally. We have to put some strong measures in place. But to make sure we protect our people from fraud, we're going to have a portal and we are going to be responsible. All right? So if the person is in the portal but somehow it was fake, then the landlord gets off. But that won't happen on our watch. All right? And we're using the blockchain so you can't fake nothing in our system. All right? And so officers, employers, everyone is going to have access to this portal to see who belongs in this country. Let me tell you something. There are companies with millions of people working for them. Companies. And they know every single person who works for them. They pay each and every one of them. All of them are insured, and they know where everybody is at any time in their system. Why we can't manage 200,000 people? Why? Google has 200,000 employees. They can manage each one of them. They pay all of them. Their average salary is $120,000. But yet our 200,000 people can't get their 100,000. Okay. Well, anyway, so that's how we're going to be responsible. We're going to start a Seawall Phase 1 in the first 30 days. That means we start to actually use radars. They have the radars now, but they intentionally ain't using them properly. We're going to put our fast boats, etc. out there. We're going to begin the process of purchasing boats for our immigration officers, etc., to make sure that these persons, the immigration has their own department, not depending on any other department, that they can go and interdict persons at sea just like ICE, that they can move around in this country like a real force. We're going to empower them like you can't believe, all right? And so we're going to put new headquarters for immigration. That little thing they have on Hawkins Hill paying rent to Brent Simonet, that's foolishness. They are going to have proper headquarters, like a police headquarters, because they are a law enforcement organization. They are not just for paperwork. They are a law enforcement organization, and we're going to make sure they have the proper base with their proper situations and base on Inagua, et cetera, et cetera. We're not going to spend a bunch of money on a bunch of those big boats. They spend hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars on, $300 and something million on a boat. that always break down? That's a cruise ship you could be making money from. No, we're going to have bases along the islands, and we're going to have fast boats that can monitor, because you got to pass our islands to come up either way. And the fast boats will be able to go and get you because the base will be able to monitor through radar. If you happen to get past Inagua, you can get past Long Island or Exuma or Cat Island, etc. And we're going to be able to interdict you as you come across our shores. We can do. Y'all ready for change? We can do this. Let me speed through this. So that's 30. Day 60, we're going to move to enforcement. So we're going to close the amnesty and launch targeted operations and begin shantytown closures. Start repatriating by boat and start lawful worker housing. So amnesty done. We starting to break down shantytowns. Everybody start going home. And we are going to send you by boat, not by plane. And we're going to start lawful worker housing that's going to be paid for by the employer. And so we're going to build housing, just like when they started to build sandals in Exuma. When Bahamians went over there to work, they had housing for you, not no shanty town. They didn't say go live in the bush. They had to build housing. And so housing is going to be built, owned by the people, the Bahamian people, and the whoever is the employer have to pay. That coming out the salary. All right? Because you bring them in here, you got to make sure they have housing. You got to make sure they have insurance. And all of this is going to be started almost immediately. Insurance for the foreigners. No more free health care for them. Insurance. That's going to help pay for ours. All right? So all these things is going to happen. And so I just want to speed through this. Next, day 100. We're going to lock in the reforms. Bring the first immigration reform package to Parliament. And so by day 100 is what this said. Bring the modernized officers, publish the 100-day report and the next 12-month roadmap. So by then, we're going to do a report so that you know everything. You know how much people was arrested, how much people was digitized and put in the system. You're going to know where we are in everything. Full, proper reports like we're doing now, easy to understand, so you know where we are. We can know every individual who is in this country. Everyone. And so we can do that, all right? And so by the end of this period, you should see that the border is under pressure from us, that no one is getting past our borders anymore because there's no corruption. The portal will be live across all agencies, and this is a really powerful portal I can't go into now, but when we come back with the 100-day plan for crime, you all will see the full thing, all right? Illegal hiring and housing will be eradicated. That will be the end of it. Repatriation by sea will be underway, and there'll be a headquarters in Inagua mobilized. And so this is a summary of what is going to happen in the first 100 days. You can see the full details of it on our website, and there's a flip book there that you can just flip through, and you can let us know what you think. But ladies and gentlemen, what you think about the first 100 days for immigration in this country? Why is it so hard for the PLP and F&M to do this, to be accountable to you, to let you know actually what's going on? Why? They don't want to. They want there to be chaos. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening to me. I have to let some of our other candidates get up here and talk about the rest of our 100-day plan for our immediate situations. I'm going to turn it back over to our host, the next member of Parliament for Garden Hills, who I know is not trying to come up off the Bahamian people like Rick Fox is. So I want to thank you. God bless you, and I'll be back afterwards. Oh, you're supposed to question me quickly. You want to do that? Okay, let's sit down quick. She's supposed to answer.
Am I sitting in the middle?
Thank you. Yeah, let me pull this back for you. So, on our immigration plan.
We're on Yes. Could we get it back up, please, producer? Thank you. How do you feel about that, though? How do you feel about the 100-day immigration plan with our leader, Mr. Lincoln Michael Bain? Very exciting, very exciting. Congratulations. This is something new, and we all want to know more. I know people are hungry out there in social media land, wanting to know more, and you're just limiting it because we have other people to come on. However,
the full details is right there on our website. Right,
you know
on
they
our
like to
homepage.
hear
You
your
can click it.
voice.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So we're just waiting for it to come up. Is anything out there stood out
Okay,
to
go ahead.
anyone?
It's behind you.
It's so much. Class time, okay? Where are the teachers at? Because we have a lot of teachers in here, a lot of educators. School in session, like Miss Goldengate says. So what does it mean, close amnesty? What does that mean exactly? Launch target operations and begin shantytown
But remember,
closures.
we're doing an amnesty period, which gives them a time to turn themselves in. All right? And so that's when, by the first 60 days, by the end of the first 60 days, we would close amnesty.
So from day 1 to 60, we'll be closing amnesty, or you're allowed to come in
No,
for those
by
60
day
days.
60, that's what's going to
That's
happen.
it.
Yeah.
And so what happens after that?
After that, if you didn't turn yourself in, we come in looking for you.
Okay.
We are going to track you down wherever you are, because we are going to be on the job sites. We're going to be everywhere.
Wow.
We're coming for you wherever you are. If you show up to the clinic, we're coming for you. All right? We're coming for you wherever you are.
This is so amazing.
We are giving you a chance to turn yourself in. So that's the humane part of it. Turn yourself in. Let's do this properly, and we're giving you a chance. All right? If you don't tell me. Don't show up to the clinic. We come in the church. We come in wherever you are.
Wow.
We're going to come for you.
So could you actually go into the churches?
Because you don't belong in this country.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're allowing you to come in and be regularized, and
Right.
regulate yourself, and have an opportunity to do things the right way.
Right.
All right? We don't have to do that.
Correct.
We can just go and lock you up. But we're giving you a chance to come in. So after that chance, that good, decent, godly chance, then we're coming for you.
So what documentation is required? You know, people always say, oh, I have my papers, I have my documents. What documentation is required for someone to be here
A lot
in the
of
Bahamas
people
legally?
bought fake papers under this administration.
So I want to know what we're going to do about that.
Yeah, that's going to be audited.
Okay.
And you cannot have fake papers and be in this country. All right? We're going to audit that, and we have to show. We saw, when we were exposing immigration in this country, we saw where a person said that the Minister of Immigration made them do this or made them do that. Even though they knew it wasn't legal, they did it. And so everything is documented. So where we see Keith Bell made someone, we had a person that was deported because he was here illegally. Keith Bell gave the man, told them to give the man his work permit after he was deported. And so, like, for example, those kinds of cases, you're in problems. Well, Keith Bell could be in trouble too. But those persons would definitely be in problems. Persons who got their work permits legitimately, there's no problem. We want things to happen the right way. We want people to come and work for us. Many of us have Filipinos working for us, and some of us even have Haitians or Jamaicans working for us. If you did things the right way, you have nothing to fear. But it's those people who paid under the table illegally, those are the ones who are going to have something to fear.
Okay. So you mean to tell me you will not be giving away documents like passports to funerals or weddings or anything?
That will not happen.
It will not.
That will not happen.
Emphatically.
No, that will not happen.
Okay, perfect. And also, I think a lot of people want to know, and been talking about it in social media.
By the way, we're changing the passport too.
That part. So what color it gonna be? Aquamarine, black?
I shouldn't decide that, but I think it should be black.
Okay, all right, I like that. I like that for us. A lot of Bahamians are concerned about the immigration situation now. And they're asking, okay, elections are coming in a few weeks like you would have mentioned. What are we doing with those people who have these documents and we know they're not valid, they're not real?
All I can say to you is stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
We'll definitely not let them know what's happening ahead of time.
You can't give them a heads up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I love that for us. I love that for us. I'm looking at it. Week 1, open the 30-day amnesty. We have that. Close the amnesty on day 60. Bring the first immigration reform package to Parliament and modernize officers. What does that mean?
So by day 100, all of these things would have happened. That don't mean it starts on day 100. That
Okay.
means by day 100, that's the finish. All right, so every of these days, that's what's going to happen by then. And so we have to do some things for immigration reform. We have to change the law. I should have said this. One of the first things we're going to do when we get in is we're going to make it so that no one else can be naturalized. If you're not a Bahamian at birth, you will never be a Bahamian citizen. Now, there's a little caveat that there are some women, because of how the law was, their children had to apply because, they say, well, if you was a female, you wasn't married, or you was married, because you're a Bahamian, we don't want them to get clogged in that, so we're going to make sure that they are regularized. But we're talking about moving forward, and it doesn't matter if you're male or female, but moving forward, we're going to make sure that no one is going to be naturalized in this country. That is going to stop. And it has to happen because all of our neighbors have millions of people.
Yes.
We will be outnumbered if we keep allowing this to happen. All right? And we're going to put this to the Constitution. First, we're just going to do this through the Naturalization Act. This is the last time we're going to use that. But eventually, we're going to have to go to referendum to codify this in the Constitution so that future politicians cannot change the law without coming to you. But only those born a Bahamian, meaning to a Bahamian parent, will be allowed to be Bahamian in this country.
Perfect. Wonderful. And this has nothing to do with immigration, but I want to know, and I believe the Bahamian people would love to know, would we have a set time for elections every 5 years? Because this guessing and ringing the bell, when you feel like it and you and Jesus know and whoever else, I want to know for the Bahamian people, are we going to put something in place for that?
Yes. I mean, we have to run this country like a business. You should know when certain things are going to happen. Why should that be up in the air? People don't know whether they can travel or not, whether they should do this doctor's appointment or go to the States to fix their teeth right now. They don't know about students traveling, etc. Parties should be able to plan. All right? It's a fair process. Just like in court. They will tell you what the court date is. Right. The other side don't say, okay, when I say the court date is, you just better be ready. And you have to present all of your information, all your documentation, so there's no surprises. That's how it should be. It should be civilized. And so we're going to make sure that happens, and that's a guarantee. Now, what they've done over the years is those two people who think that only them could run this country, Perry and Ingram, they decided to always have it in May. All right? Ingram said that publicly. Him and Perry agreed to always have it in May. That's why you always had a May election. Minnis couldn't make it back to May. He had to call an early election. So he broke that. But Brave Davis, of course, he's their law partner, Ingram, Chrissy Davis, and co. So he is calling it in May again. All right? And so they just going along with the same process that they agreed to. I want y'all to know that the FDM and PLP running this country like it's theirs.
Yep.
Don't let them trick you. And so we'll open for all the other questions at the end of this when we finish. But I really want to hear from some other people, all right?
Yeah, I love having you on the show.
Thank you. And I love being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Can we give him a round of applause, please, Mr. Lincoln Bain? And we're going to invite our deputy leader, Dr. MacGyver. I don't know if she needs the podium. Do you need the podium? She does. Could you slide that back? And I'll just sit right here behind her. She'll be fine. And we're going to talk about health care. How many know health care is very important right now? We're in a crisis in health care. It's a crisis at PMH. It's a crisis. Listen, all the clinics, everybody wants to know about health care. We're tired of bringing our pillows and blankets and all of that stuff. We're tired of getting wet in the rain because the water is coming in PMH. We're tired for the long waits. The long waits, no medication, no dialysis, all of these things that are going on. Dr. MacGyver, could you please come and talk to that? Give her a round of applause, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Boy, Mr. Bain's talk on immigration, listen, that was revolutionary. This is what we're talking about. This is the vision that the country needs. Listen here. Well, it ain't long now. It ain't long now.
I hope you saw the flip here.
And look here, and Kalani, it ain't long now. You're going to get a new representative soon. Listen, Mr. Bain was correct. There are 3 issues that we are concerned about right now in this country in this election, and that is immigration, the cost of living, and health care. And let me tell you something. In my opinion, the PLP has failed on all 3 of them. And so for me, I don't see how they could possibly win unless they cheat. I really don't see it. Let me tell you all something. Oh, by the way, congratulations, Miss Taylor. I know you don't have much time, but based on what you said, you're a godly woman. And with God on your side, anything is possible. I believe you are going to win that seat. Now, we are in a health crisis. All of you agree with that. Everybody has already said that. Listen, your Grammy, your cousin, your auntie, everybody, your co-worker, your friends, everybody has been telling stories. We hear it all the time. Even physicians are coming out and saying this is the worst it's been for about 22 to 30 years. I mean, how much worse can it get? This is the end of the PLP's reign. Look how they're leaving, man. I wonder if they feel proud about that. To know they leaving, I wouldn't use the word in disgrace. I wouldn't say that. Listen, the Bahamian people have lost trust in our health institution. The COI must and will restore that trust in our healthcare system. And most governments, when they win, they have a honeymoon period. The PLP had about a year to a year and a half for their honeymoon. I remember, watching them, and our prime minister did not make one decisive decision until about a year and a half into his reign. How ridiculous can you get? But we're not even gonna have a honeymoon period, right, Mr. Bain? Because we are starting on day 1. So candidates, no honeymoon. But you know what? By not having a honeymoon, it will bode well for the Bahamian people. And you know what they say? When the righteous rule, the people are going to rejoice. And when the wicked rule, they groan. And we know our people are groaning, right? Listen, we are going to have to address some of the more challenging situations in our first 100 days in office. I wrote down a number of things that we're going to have to address. Medication shortages, blood shortages, overcrowded wards, weak emergency responses, and y'all know about that. I am tired of people sitting in A&E for 24 hours or 36 hours. And some people told me they're sitting in a chair. How could you sit in a chair for 36 hours and you sick? I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. We have broken equipment, and not to mention exhausted staff. Listen, we have to rescue and stabilize this system in the first 10 days. Now, let me tell you all how I'm going to break this down into 3 portions. 1 to 10 days, 11 to 30 days, and then 31 to 60 days. Okay? And then 30, and then 61 to 100 days. Sorry, 4 sections. I look at this country, the healthcare system, as needing intensive care unit treatment. So I'm going to approach it from that angle, that our country is an ICU. And when you are in ICU, listen, the first thing we're going to have to do, because you're in ICU, we are going to have a 24/7, we're going to have a recovery command center that's going to deal with all of the major challenges we have in our health system. Remember now, this is a 100-day plan. After we reach 100 days, the patient should be stabilized by then, and then we will make improvements. Of course, you can't do everything in 100 days, but it's to get you out of ICU. And secondly, we're going to audit all the medications. We need to know what medications we have. We need to know how many beds we have. We need to know our staffing levels. We need to know how many ambulances we have. And I also need to know how much equipment is in the hospital. So all those audits will be done. Now, as parliamentarians, our job is to table legislation to make policies better for the Bahamian people, right? So one of the things we're going to do in the first 10 days is table the Free Healthcare Transitions Bill. Now, what that's going to do, that's going to allow us to charge $50 on every tourist, whether they come by ship or by plane, to allow us to help in funding some of our costs in healthcare. Like I said, the $50 will underwrite national healthcare without burdening the Bahamas. Fourth, we're going to release emergency funds to critical suppliers and maintain contractors. The reason why we have to do that, as you know, the reason why the hospital is running out of medication, it is my understanding, it is alleged that they are not paying the vendors on time. If you don't pay a vendor on time, they're going to cut you off and you're not going to get your medication that you need, right? So that is what we are going to have to do. Now, we're here. That's right. The lady say no Panadol. How ridiculous can we get? So now we are at 11 to 30 days. Boy, the COI gonna have me working. I don't even know if I can get some sleep. No sleep. No, Mr. Bain say no sleep. Okay, so 11 to 30 days, we're gonna implement phase 1 salary correction for nurses and doctors. Now, the salaries will be increased incrementally. It wouldn't be increased right up to what they get in the US, but we will start on 10th day and we'll really evaluate and start increasing their salaries. Also, too, we have said before that nurses, we have to retain our nurses, man. The hospital cannot work without nurses. And so therefore, we've decided we are going to give them a $10,000 bonus every 3 years, should they stay with us. Number 2, by day 11 to 30 days, we have to launch a national blood donor registry, weekly drives, and cold chain upgrades. Everybody know we've heard horror stories about not receiving blood in the hospital. I am tired of hearing it. It has to come to an end. I believe that they are not incentivizing enough blood drives and they're not doing it properly. So that is something that we must do. Third, we have to stabilize medicine procurement and build the 90-day essential stock buffer. We need enough medicines in storage. All hospitals should have at least about a 3-month stock of medication. You don't want to be down to 1 week, and how the ladies say they run out of Panadol. That should never happen. Also, too, I understand a lot of the family islands are running out of medication, and that's because the communication between Nassau and the family islands is not what it should be. They wait until the last minute, and the computer system is not up to date. 4, we're going to start the Return Home Health Corps for Bahamian professionals abroad. Now, let me tell you what that means. A lot of our children, doctors and nurses, are working abroad in a lot of hospitals. Some of them are actually head of their department. And so we are going to reach out to them, give them an offer that they can't refuse, hopefully, and then they will come home and work with us. Now, the reason why I want to work with Bahamian doctors and nurses is because, listen, if you're a Bahamian, I feel like you're going to be more patriotic. And not only that, wouldn't you understand our culture more if you're Bahamian? Right, and so that's why we're going to push for that. Now, moving right along, they have me running through the hospital. On day 31 to 60 days, we're going to begin the phase 1 free healthcare for Bahamians under the LAP program, Life Assurance Program. Many of you have heard me talk about this before, where we assign a health advisor to every Bahamian citizen who wants to be enrolled in that program. You will have an app that you could communicate with your health advisor. More than likely it will be a physician, and that is what we want to do. So, and by the way, we are going to also maybe do special things for the elderly, like maybe go to their home instead of them reaching out and coming to us. Now, enrollees will get, let me tell you what the enrollees will get. Annual checkups. Our goal is to manage and prevent chronic diseases like high blood pressure and diabetes. Each patient, like I said, will have an app to communicate with their health advisor immediately. Now, expats and migrant workers. They will have to pay mandatory health premium insurance instead of entering the free care pool for citizens. I think that's only fair. Yes, and work permit holders and residents will contribute to the cost of health care. This keeps universal care focused on Bahamians while protecting the public system from unfunded demands. Now, we're still on day 31 to 60 days. Number 2, we're going to put new and refurbished ambulances on the road and turn clinics into ambulance outposts. Listen here, we have a problem. I don't know why the PLP having problems with these ambulances. They bought in new ambulances and they still couldn't do the job. The lady shouting say they were stick shift. But even with the stick shift, they still couldn't do it. A lot of people in the Bahamas are still complaining that the ambulance take too long to reach their destination. Listen here, ambulances should reach their destination within 5 to 10 minutes. I will allow perhaps up to 15 minutes, with a reasonable time. But ideal is 5 to 10 minutes. That's going to be my goal. So what we're going to do in Nassau, we're going to have ambulance at all the clinics so that instead of coming from Princess Margaret or Doctors, and it may take half an hour to get out west, well, we're going to put it at all the clinics strategically placed. They can get to their destination within 5 to 10 minutes. I don't see what's so difficult why the PLP can't do that. But you know what it is? No vision. That's what it is. No vision. And family islands, we're not going to leave you out. If you live on Long Island or Eleuthera where the island is long, of course we're going to have 1, 2, or 3, more than 1 or 2. Probably 3, so you can get to your destination in a reasonable time. And the lady say, not on the back of a truck. I agree with you, lady. I agree with you. Number 3, we're going to activate the $50 visitor levy and non-citizen premium. Y'all remember when I first came on, I say the first 10 days, we are going to table the bill. Okay? And by day 60, we should have been able to activate that bill. So that is what we're going to do. Number 4, we're going to secure a hospital ship contract and accelerate telemedicine. In other words, y'all have seen floating ships that are hospitals, right? You heard about the Mercy, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to try negotiate a floating hospital that's going to help us so that by 61 days to 100 days, we are going to position the hospital ship, listen to this, at Arawak Key to reduce pressure and burden on the PMH. Everybody listening to the sound of my voice knows that a lot of people need cataract surgery right now, and they cannot get it. They're calling me all the time. There are lots of delayed surgeries, elective surgeries that are not being performed because they don't have the beds or whatever. I know some urology patients who have stents. These are men who have stents placed, and they have not been removed for years. These men are bleeding every day. They cannot even, yes, and it's a possibility they could die. And they're bleeding every day, and they're in terrible pain every single day. One gentleman almost needs a wheelchair now. That's how bad it is. Our people are suffering. We have to stop this suffering. Y'all agree? Okay. No vision is right. Okay, and then we're going to mobilize Abaco and Exuma Clinic. We're going to upgrade it to like a hospital. Clinics are basically where you come in, you get service, and you leave. On the family islands, we do need somewhere where they can stay overnight in case of an emergency. And so some of the family islands, we will be able to upgrade it into mini hospitals. Number 3, I'm going through this as fast as I can. Number 3, we're going to order or contract MRI, mammogram, dialysis machines, blood bank, and lab upgrades. Listen, subcontracting out to other private firms is not fair on the Bahamian people. I have had many people come to me and say, "Doctor, I need an MRI." And you know what they do? They send you to a private place, but you got to pay $700, $800. Some people cannot afford an MRI. And because of that, imagine, they can't even diagnose you properly. And that's the first stage of treating somebody. That breaks my heart when I hear things like that. So one of the things we're going to do is definitely audit those machines and order them. So by day 61 to 100, man, we have all of their machines in there. Listen, and last, with the 61 to 100 days, listen to this. We're gonna, by that time, we would have secured the site, finance, design, build process, and groundbreaking for the new Southwest, New Providence Health City. Yay! So we will know where the new health city will be. Amen? Remember now, as I get near the end, remember now, this is only our emerging plan. At the end of the 100 days, the country healthcare system should be out of the ICU and stabilized. We will continue with equipment upgrades, prevention, mental health screening, counseling access, and pop-up clinics. We need healthier schools and agriculture partnerships that make Bahamian food easier to access. Remember now, we have to eat well in order to be healthier. As I close, I want to say, this is not a promise of miracles in 100 days. It is a promise of disciplined action. By day 100, Bahamians should feel the system moving again. Faster, fairer, better equipped, and clearly led by our able COI team and yours truly, Dr. Veronica McIver. Thank you for listening, and God bless all of you.
Wow, that was a lot of information.
I hope I got through it as fast as I can.
You did. You did a wonderful job. I have a question. We have a lot of clinics around Nassau specifically. Mm-hmm. Are they going to be open 24 hours just to take the pressure off of PMH initially?
I would have to evaluate that. Mm-hmm. Like I said, the clinics will be open but I haven't really discussed any time yet.
Okay.
The only time it'll be 24 hours maybe is if I make them into like an overnight stay, mm-hmm. like a little mini hospital.
Right.
Yeah, and then maybe we could consider having it 24 hours. But for right now, they'll be their regular time,
okay.
I believe. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's exciting. I'm looking. What really got my attention was the travel, the ship. Tell me a little bit about that, because I was excited about that, to see it on Awaki. We'll have a ship there, a health ship on the water. That's therapeutic.
Yes. And exactly, and that's really to relieve the burden on the PMH. Remember now, when I started, I said that our healthcare system is in the ICU. We don't have enough beds. We don't have a lot of equipment, so it'll be good for us to have a ship there that can take some of the burden initially until we can get that health city up and running. So that's what I see.
I know a lot of nurses and doctors are out there listening and excited about the plans. Tell us a little bit about the city, the health city, the city, not just a hospital, but tell us about the city.
Right. Well, the health city is going to have a lot of buildings. We're going to concentrate on wellness as well, because we have to have, you have to eat properly, you have to have a sound mind, and we're going to have a mental health department.
Okay.
Of course, I remember saying to you last time that we're going to bring Sanalans. Did I say that right again?
There you go. Go ahead.
Sanalans down to the health city. We're going to have a holistic and naturopathic center. And I've said it numerous times. We're going to do research on bush medicine. A lot of Bahamians can relate to that. But that doesn't mean that you will only do that. That will be in conjunction with traditional medicine in the general hospital. But I do want to include that because I believe there is merit in our bush medicine. And we're also going to have a lab where we can do testing, like DNA testing, instead of sending everything away. We're going to have labs here, and then also a rehabilitative center. A lot of people have broken legs and arms, and they need therapy. So we're going to have a rehabilitative center there as well.
So are we, because I think when you go to the hospital now, they're still writing stuff down. Are we going to digitize the notes and all of the things that...
Yes. Well, of course, one of the things that we're going to do is electronic record systems. Right now, we are failing in that area. A lot of the computers all over the Bahamas, they're not speaking to one another. And that's the reason why on the island, they don't get their medication on time, because they're not talking to one another to say, hey, I'm running out of this or that. And even with the electronic record system, a lot of Bahamians will be happy to hear this. You cannot fake the records anymore. There are fingerprints. So if you do something negligent, the Bahamian people will be able to hold you accountable and sue. And that's only fair to our Bahamian people.
Absolutely, yes.
It isn't right for you to know that your loved one was in there. They were negligently treated, and then there's no compensation. People are crying. A man just cried his heart out the other day because his wife died. And he felt like somebody took something away from him, and he didn't get any compensation and not even an explanation. That isn't good. That breaks my heart. We need men and women with compassion dealing with the healthcare system. Yes. And that's what I propose to do. I'm going to be a touch and feel minister. So you will be able to talk to me every day and touch me every day.
Oh, wow. I saw your video, the video by, I think it's Prophetess India Poitier.
Yes.
And you were just running through that hospital. You were like Superwoman. Hey, if you haven't seen the video, go on YouTube. Please tell them where they can find it, because it's amazing. The words that are in the song really talks about you and who you are, yes, and what exactly you want to do, and yes, your passion for the healthcare system. I love that. So could you tell the people where to find that video?
My public relation persons, I think they put that on Facebook and TikTok. I think you can find it on those too. It is? Okay, thank you. And it is a wonderful caricature of me, and it shows me running through the hospital like an emergency, because our health system is in crisis, and it really brought out the truth in what really needs to happen. You need somebody with action to take over that hospital, right? Yes.
Yes, I love action. So how are we going to keep our doctors and nurses at home? What incentives are we going to give them to stay at home? Because we know they are at their wits' end at this point with the PLP and the F&M. The hospital is in disarray. What are we going to do to keep them?
Yeah, as I said earlier, their salary increases. And of course, remember I said retention bonuses?
Yes.
That will be an incentive, because if I know I'm going to get $10,000 every 3 years, I started thinking, boy, that's a down payment for my house. What y'all say?
$10,000, wow. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And medications, how are we going to make sure that we restock in time and make sure that our islands have what they need, their supplies and all of that as well?
Right. Like I say, the electronic record system and the digitization we're going to get, all the computers will be talking to each other. So somebody on Long Island would input that they've used up all of the diabetic medication, and 3 months out, they should be ordering that again. Because remember I said, technically, you should have a 3-month stockpile, unless it's the type of medication that expires readily. Then, of course, you can't keep it for 3 months. But even that electronic system I'm talking about, it will help you to tell you which medicines are going to expire so that they can bring them from the back of the shelf to the front. Because if you don't do that adequately, you're wasting it. And let me tell you something. My mommy tell me how to take $1 and stretch it into 2. Ain't nobody gonna waste nothing around me.
Yes. And so I have one question. We have some places that are unscrupulous in our country where you don't need prescription per se to get certain medications. We have a lot of them around. I am not going to call any names. I'm not going to say anything. But we have them around, and if you know, you know. Right? What are you going to do as the Minister of Health about those places that you don't even need a prescription? You could just go and say, I want this, this, and this. What are you going to do?
Oh, no, we can't have that. So we will send out a stern warning to persons like pharmacists who do it sometimes, and then also I understand it's even worse when somebody who's not a pharmacist is dispensing the medication. I'm not going to tell you which areas that is in, but I already kind of know what's going on, and we're going to have to shut that down because that's illegal. You can kill somebody. No siree. And not only that, we don't even know where those medicines are coming from. It's like sometimes you get rice or cheese, and I see people on the WhatsApp putting it on the fire and it wouldn't burn. I'm like, well, what is that? I don't want to be eating that. And there are some medications that are illegal on the market, and that is not good for our people. So we're going to have a tight rein on that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. We really need that in the country. When I was in university, I didn't even know, coming from the Bahamas, you're such a family-oriented, and hey, you have Panadol or whatever, all that kind of stuff. You share medication, right? That is illegal. You cannot share medication. If your name is not on that, you cannot. You cannot. What do you have to say about that?
Oh, yeah. Well, look here. I know that's been going on for years. People say, you have any antibiotics? What you have? Yeah. And mind you, they don't know the name, right? The other fellow will say, no, I have the red and the black one.
Yeah.
Probably a penicillin or something like that. They don't even know if it's 250 milligrams or 500 milligrams. All they're saying is, you have any antibiotics? And then they say, yeah, I have the red and the black. Okay, let me have some of that. And when they take that, they may take it for 2 days or 3 days. Doctors will tell you that if you take medicines for short periods of time and not the full amount, you can get resistant bacteria against the antibiotic. And so that is something that you have to be very, very careful with. Yeah, so patients do abuse privileges, I agree. So, and you know what? Part of it is just education and having access. And if they had access to medication, they wouldn't have to call Grammy or Auntie and say, you have any red and black pills in your house?
That's true.
They wouldn't have to do that, right? Because they'll have access to medication.
Most definitely, we'll have access. We're taking the foot off the necks of the people in the Bahamas. Healthcare and education, we're taking the foot off of the neck, NIB everywhere. So, Dr. McGyver, any closing remarks before you leave?
Well, I just want to say that a nation that cannot heal its people should not lead its people. And I would end with that. And so we know who has failed in that area. And so I think it's time for new vision and new persons in the House of Assembly.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you with me. A nation that cannot heal its people cannot lead its people. That is an amazing, it's wonderful. Thank you so much, Doctor. How do you feel about healthcare in the Bahamas? Do you see the new Bahamas? Yes, ma'am. We're not going to be waiting in the hospital or in the ER for 36 hours, 24 hours. Dr. MacGyver says she's on the job, and immediately we will see change in that area and in that ministry in the Bahamas. Give her another round of applause, please. So I'm going to welcome now our Minister of Finance. He is a pastor. He is a husband, he is a father, and he is a jokester. He has a little joke in him sometimes. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about finances in the Bahamas. Are you ready, sir?
I am ready. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. He has been in, you've had your CPA for over 20 years or so?
Yeah, it's been about 20-something years.
20-something? You only look 20-something.
That's what I'm saying.
You look good.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. Wife, you're doing a good job over there. Yes. And he is very qualified. He knows what he's doing, and he's a man of God. That's so important. Because when you're under the grace and the mantle of God, you do what he says to do.
Amen, amen.
Amen, that part. And he's a youth minister. He loves the young people too. That's good. The young people are our next generation. So tell us a little bit about yourself before we go into that. Just a little bit now. Okay.
I think you covered it all. I mean,
Okay.
I was, or at least the highlights. I was in auditing.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't mention that part, but I was in auditing for 3 years, so I'm used to going in and doing attestation of financial reports and different things. So I was in auditing for 3 years and a financial controller of the Bahamas Cooperative League for over 20-some years. And assistant manager now of the family business, National Plumbing.
Okay. So he's the assistant manager, so I don't know if they're giving out any no way. Just thought I'd ask, okay? No, it's a no.
Just WhatsApp me.
What's that? Okay, all right. On the side. So what are we talking about today? What are we talking about?
We are talking about something that we believe is an emergency in this Bahama land, and I think I'm hoping they put the presentation or the highlights that is on the screen, but cost of living.
Cost of living.
We talk about
By the
cost
way,
of living.
this is William Knowles. He is the candidate, the ratified candidate for COI for Seabreeze.
Yes.
Constituency. So Seabreeze, when you see him walking around, please know that change is here. Change is here. So we're just waiting on the information to be available to us, but you can go ahead and you can talk about
But we'll get started. One of the first things we want to do, we believe it's emergency. And one of the first things we do, when we get in, we need to put something on from pen to paper, right? So we have the Cost of Living Emergency Act. All right, so this is one of the first things that we want to put in place when we reach to the first week, right? We're going to be tabling this Cost of Living Emergency Act.
So you ain't sleeping either?
No, I just found out that we're not going to be sleeping much
sleep.
when we get elected. So me and Veronica and the rest of the team, we don't have much sleep planned. All right, so the first week, we want to put this, we want to table this act or bill because we do believe this is emergency and we need immediate relief. We don't want to wait until a year or we don't want a honeymoon period, all right? So we want something that's going to affect the Bahamian people right away, and this emergency act is going to reduce some taxes.
Ooh, I like that. I love to hear it, yes.
So we're going to reduce some taxes. But one of the things, and we're going to get to some of the taxes in a minute, but one of the things I like, what we plan to do is we're going to establish or dedicate a cabinet unit, right, to analyze and report on the progress of these emergency relief efforts. All right, so every week when we come to the house, or maybe it'll be online, every step of the way where we're making progress, where we're putting these things in place, because we don't want to go in and we want to make promises and say we're going to do these things and then we don't have no accountability. All right, so we want to make sure that someone is dedicated to say every week, how are we looking, right, with our emergency relief efforts? How's it affecting the Bahamian people? And we want to report back to them step by step, because we have things that we want to implement over the 90 days and beyond. And we want the Bahamian people to know the status of these things.
Yes, yes.
All right? We don't want to have to come 4.5 years later and say, well, this is what we did. No, we want the people to know what we're doing step by step.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that we want to put in place from the very beginning. All right? Now, when we're looking at the cost of living, everyone may have heard about the Consumer Price Index. And it groups these baskets. There are these baskets of things that we purchase to determine the cost of living and things like that. And we realize that there's 8 categories or groups, and the major 3, right, would be the housing, right? Housing and utilities, food, all right? And you know we love food, right? And then transportation, which relates to fuel. So we want to target these 3 areas mainly in the first 90 days to get everything started. But of course, some things will continue. So one of the things we want to do immediately with this act and whatnot is to reduce not just VAT, but customs 50% on fuel.
Oh my goodness. How much percent?
So 50%, we can cut it in half.
Man, you saying that like that? That's low. That's big. 50%, we cutting it in half.
So we cutting in half the fuel cost for customs and duties, and then also reducing the VAT to 5% as well on fuel. All right? So that's a significant reduction in fuel, because that drives a lot of the cost of different things.
Yes.
All right? So when we look at if we look at the household and utilities, yeah, it's a lot of information here. But some of us just like to get to the numbers. So in the first 100 days, we would like to reduce the monthly expenditures by $150 to $240 a month. Okay, this is like the first immediate.
Hold on, expenditures. So what do you mean, like bills?
Well, it's going to be talking about electricity. We're talking about groceries. All right, we're talking about internet.
Come on now.
All right, and we're talking about even insurance and medicine.
You all ain't excited? Like me, I am excited.
All right, so you see some things here where we cut back on fuel.
Yes.
All right, cut back on groceries, because what we're going to do is in terms of groceries and household expenditures with food and whatnot, we want to cut back not just the tax, because they say they've cut back what they call it, bread basket items and different things like that.
Uncooked food.
Unprocessed food and whatnot.
Yeah.
What did they zero rated, right?
Yeah.
But then we want to cut back the customs duty. We want to eliminate the customs duty and the VAT, right, on what we would call them essential goods. All right, and it'll be a more comprehensive list of things that we really need. All right, and all of the customs duty, all of the VAT will be removed from those things, from those grocery items. All right, and what we want to do is we want to encourage pass-through savings, whether it be for fuel or whether it be for grocery items or whatever it is. So when we reduce these taxes, we want to publish the landed cost of these things online.
So this is where the Freedom of Information Act comes in.
Yeah, well, we're going to publish or implement the Freedom of Information Act as well, but we don't need an act to tell us what we need to do.
But what I mean is, like, people will be able to see, like, we're removing this, we're putting this in place, because a lot of people, you're saying it now, and they are lost. Yeah. Right? So we're going to make sure that people have the information out there, they're educated, so that you would know what's happening in your country. We don't need to hide behind anything, because we're going to be very transparent as the government of the COI government for all Bahamians, okay? Right. Because after election, we are Bahamians.
Yes.
We're Bahamians now, but after election, it's for everyone, not blue, not red, not for everyone.
Yes, amen, everyone. So we're going to have these costs of fuel and costs of different items published so that everyone knows what's the cost of these things, so they will be able to see if the savings are being passed through to the consumer. All right? One of the things we want to do is also establish, the name escapes me. It's on, let's see what we got here. It's Bahamas Essentials, all these acronyms I'm trying to put together in my mind, right? But Bahamas Essentials Corporation, right?
Okay.
Essential Goods Corporation. And it's basically where it's a government-owned entity that's going to be non-profit, and we're going to bring in these essential items. Okay, we're going to bring in these essential items. Of course, it'll be zero rated in terms of customs, zero rated in terms of VAT. We're gonna host them or store them in these, what we call them bare bones facilities. Nothing fancy, right? Just shelves where we have a bunch of goods and forklifts and stuff to move these things, and it's going to kind of drive the price, all right, on the market for these particular goods. So once you bring those in as the government, we bring those in at these particular levels, and we publish this is the landed cost of these items, all right? Then that will force the market to say, we got to keep in line with it. Okay, the government done telling us the rice costs $1.
There.
Right? So if we sell it for $3, we know that the people can see what's going on. All right, so it's going to kind of drive that market to kind of reduce prices, and of course we're going to cap or put a cap on markups as well.
I love that.
All right? Yeah, so those kind of things that we want to do. In terms of household, you have internet, right? That's a cost, maybe about $30, $40 a month basic. So we want to provide free basic personal internet, all right, for all Bahamians.
Okay.
All right, so that's going to cut back the cost. We also want, like I think I mentioned the part, but zero VAT on electricity. Did I say that already?
No, you didn't.
So electricity is going to go down. The fuel is going to go down. The VAT is going to be removed from electricity. We plan to go solar. We're going to go solar.
Yes, yes.
And that's going to take more than the 90 days or 100 days. But we want to put something as a interim fix to try and reduce the cost of fuel even further. And Veronica talked about some ships, right?
Yes.
She got her ships, but I got my ships too, right? So there's some LNG barges,
okay,
right? These are like mobile electricity or power plants that they come in quick, right, and provide quick power to the island. So wherever Veronica park her ship, I want my ship to be parked next to hers. You see? All right.
So we already have like valet parking on ships.
I think that's what we're gonna need.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So we really want to significantly reduce the cost of electricity. We talked about internet. We talked about the food reduction, transportation. We plan to reduce get rid of VAT on insurance. All right, on insurances.
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
So
Is this house insurance? What insurance?
Yeah, we're gonna look at every insurance,
okay.
right? Now, bear in mind, we're gonna do things incrementally. So we're gonna start with some things that are essential, and then we're gonna move on to greater things. All right. Let's see what else we got. We have some prices here. I know y'all just want to see the end result with the numbers, right?
That's it. At this point.
Yeah. So we talked about the food. We talked about the main things, okay? The food. We have the main source of housing is rent, right?
Right.
So
yeah.
we know that we have a shortage of housing available. And what we want to do is we want to put together a quick plan for 2,000 modular apartments. When we first get in the first 90 days, we want to have these. The infrastructure, by the end of the first 100 days, we want to have the area ready. We want to have the contracts in place. We want to have everything ready to put these 2,000 apartment units in place. 2,000 apartment units in place so that we will reduce the cost of rent. Okay? We also want to put some incentives in place for those persons. A lot of persons go into Airbnbs now, and these short-term rentals. But we want to incentivize them, and we're going to get, work out the details and whatnot. But we want to incentivize them to try and convert to long-term leases to open up the market for more places to rent. So we believe that these things, with the 2,000 rental units, the incentives to convert these short-term rentals to long-term rentals, that we're going to provide the housing and reduce the cost of housing because there's going to be more supply.
Okay.
Right? You know supply and demand, how it works. So with these 2,000 units, we expect to drop the monthly cost by hundreds of dollars.
Wow.
Okay, a few hundreds of dollars for rental, because you shouldn't have to be paying $1,500 for these little one-bedroom places and whatnot.
Some of the places
right?
are $1,500.
Yeah. So those are some of the things that we want to do in the short term, the 90 days and beyond. I think I covered the majority of the short term. Let's see some exciting stuff here. But we're gonna.
All of it is exciting, like.
Yeah. So the point is, we are not gonna slunk when we get in. All right. We're gonna reduce some VAT, reduce some customs, right, and put some things in place so the persons will be able to feel the reduction in expenses right in the first month or two.
I like this part right here. Start the mortgage rule. Amend for hotel workers and exempt tips, gratuities from NIB.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah. So apparently that's an issue. So we're hoping to help those out in that area. All right. So we have we're gonna talk a little bit more about our 100 megawatt solar plant.
Okay.
Okay, because we have some exciting stuff about that. But another shadow minister will bring that. So I don't want to steal their glory.
No, you
All
don't
right.
want to take their
but,
thunder.
But you see here, I can cover this one though. Remove duty and VAT on efficient ACs, solar water heaters, and the rooftop gear. All right. So those things that are efficient, those things that we don't like to be in heat, right?
No,
We need some coolness. So
yes.
these things we need to try and minimize the cost so as to live in some comfort. All right. So those are some of the main things that we want to put in place.
So you're telling me, right, that are we still using price control? Because I don't even think they work. I mean, I'm sorry. That's my opinion. Because at this point, you have a store this way that sells something for this price. And then you go to another store and the price is hiked all the way up. Like, are we going to really, really deal with this?
Yeah, well, for those essential items, that everyone depend on, we make sure we want to regulate those. And like I said, those prices will be on the website. Those will be visible to all persons. So there won't be no hiding. All right? Especially for those essential items that everybody needs. Okay? So we want to be known as the government of transparency.
There you go.
All right?
Yes.
So we don't want to hide, and we don't want to encourage people to hide. Okay? So that's what we're all about.
Well, I don't think you could hide under the Minister of Immigration. I ain't think so. I ain't think so. I just saying.
Yeah,
I ain't think so. Another thing, when you talk about the apartments, the 2,000 apartments, right? They're not going to be pink or, because I know the government homes now, they like pink and you know them. Like you really, really know them, and you and they don't look the part. Right? Are we going to modernize these stuffs? Because we're talking about removing taxes. We're talking about so Bahamian people will feel and know that they're important. Because right now I don't think we feel important to any government. Because if you're going to build that for someone to live in, first of all, and then you don't upkeep it, and it just looks disgraceful. And this is both with the PLP and the F&M. I'm hoping now those 2,000 condos. Let me say that because I don't want to say apartments. The 2,000 condos will look the part, right?
Yeah, definitely they will be modern, and I'm not going to get into too much of the styling. That's not my department.
No, we just want to know it look.
But
right.
it's going to look nice, and it's not going to be cheap in terms of quality wise.
Right.
Right. You want something that's good value for money. All right, and they're going to be modern, and they're going to be cost effective, and we're going to give the people what they need.
I can't wait to have a smart home. I ready to go in the smart home and say, lights turn on, turn off, water turn. That's just me, my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we do have some smart toilets at National Plumbing.
Really?
Yeah, so you could just, kick it and turn it on.
I hope you get the plug. You get the plug.
Sorry.
That is wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the people before you leave?
Well, I just want to encourage people in Seabreeze. If you are happy with the cost of living, vote for the other party. But if you want to see a reduction in our cost of living, COI is the way to go, and we need to support William Knowles for Sea Breeze.
William Knowles for Sea Breeze. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Appreciate you. So we have two other guys, and these guys, they're going to talk and talk and talk and talk. So I have to put a timer out on them, Miss Bean. Where is the timer? Because you know these two. So we're going to welcome two very, very astute gentlemen. One, Mr. Rutherford. If you don't know him, I don't know where you've been. I don't know where you would have been. Mr. Graham Rutherford, and then Brian Roll. Both of these people are accomplished individuals. Mr. Roll has been doing what he does. This one, you know he's gonna talk. You know he's gonna talk, okay? They're very comfortable. I hope you're looking. They're fixing their clothes and just getting very comfortable because it's gonna be a while. So yes, it is. What are we talking about, Mr. Weatherford?
I'll keep it short tonight.
Okay.
You know, those were some tough acts to follow. Those ministries kind of excited and motivated me because for 50 years, haven't seen anything like it. Our energy is beyond ICU. It's in the morgue.
Wow.
How Abaco doing tonight? Because I know they're watching. What's Wilson City doing? You in the dark? How you watching us by candlelight? I guess the phone still got a little bit of juice. I like the free internet.
The shade is...
Yeah, we don't go there.
Okay.
I like the free internet because there's no business without it. But there's no free internet, there's no hospital, there's no immigration, there's no anything without energy security, affordability, reliability, and sustainability. See, the number one problem in the world today, and for many countries tomorrow, is energy. Right next door, Cuba. They're in the dark tonight. They don't have no pharmacy, no computer to scan anything. They have rolling blackouts. And you're only allowed so many, they say liters, but so many gallons a week of fuel.
Wow.
What happens when we get there? It could happen tomorrow.
It's true.
My message has been the same for years. We should have been prepared. And that high efficiency equipment should be done. We should ban inefficient equipment. Air conditions should burn just a little bit more electricity than a ceiling fan.
Is that possible?
I've had it for 4 years.
Wow.
There's something in air conditioning called SEER, Seasonal Energy Efficiency Rating. We're going to get into this, and I can be quick. I'll skim through that so I could tell you this. What if you only had to pay $20 a month to run your AC?
Sign me up.
So this will be their first minister that actually has done it instead of talking about it. My wife drives an electric car. I have an electric scooter. They can both plug into solar panels. So if there was no more gas in the Bahamas tomorrow morning, I'm still moving. Your minister will still be able to get to House of Assembly. I'll be there by myself.
Now look how you throwing shade on everybody else.
No, it's not shade because for 32 years I've been begging for all administrations to make this a reality for all Bahamians. I told someone the other day, I said, I'm pulling for you. It was another candidate in my area. And he said, but you're COI. I said, yeah, you made it political. I said, I'm pulling for you, not for a party. And he walked off. So unless we get a grip on energy, we'll have nothing in the country. So we'll look at a plan tonight.
Okay.
And it's a crisis. We got crisis in every ministry. What ministry is operating to at least 50% efficiency in the country today and 5 years ago?
They're all on life support at this point.
But energy in the morgue. Because you could go home tonight in the
okay.
So we wanted to do something different. Instead of just jumping up And I can go point by point, and it'll be long like you want.
I didn't know.
But I can summarize it.
Please.
What we want to do is realize we have an emergency with energy.
Yes.
And we want to attack it in a plethora of different ways.
Okay.
But we don't want to do what's been done in the past. Let's go order this or order that. And then when it arrives, where are we going to put it? What are we going to do? We identified places already. The lake is one of them. And you do it eco-friendly. It's done all over the world, okay? And you put a solar field. And while those products are on the way from the United States, right? Mm-hmm. We're already getting all of the process done here. All the government approvals, all the ministries of, you know what's needed to get it approved. So when those panels arrive, they get put in. And speaking to renewable, I want to talk about fossil fuel, transition, and renewable. We have people working at BPL. We have electricians. And we have young people. We have $100 million a year that we could use to pay these people. We already have renewable energy. It's called diesel and bunker C. We give $400 million a year to buy fuel, according to a former prime minister on the 60 Minutes TV show. So if solar alone could be a third of that reduction, we have over $100 million a year savings. So even if you had to borrow money to put solar, field, and solar on rooftops, you would be able to get a return on your investment in a few years. And after that, it would be free electricity.
Wow. Before you continue, let Mr. Roll jump in real quick, and then you two can do what you want to do in between.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I was about to jump in. I mean, I was going to cut you off because, you know, yes, energy right now is almost on par with groceries. You know, energy is very, very important. And, you know, the Coalition of Independence, if we like to break down our 100-day emergency mobilization timeline, from day 1 to 10, okay, we're going to take control. We're going to declare the national energy emergency, launch a 24-hour energy war room, okay, install task force, BPL audit, and carbon credits unit. Okay, identify first.
Say it again.
Install task force, BPL audit, and carbon credits unit.
He's saying we go in 24 hours a day.
Wow.
Yes. Also,
I had a company that does 24 hours a day for the last 35 years, so I know how to make it work.
Wow.
Yes. Also, too, we'll be identifying the first underground corridors on this island, because, you know, we are in a hurricane zone, and you know, a lot of times hurricanes destroys poles, lines, and which creates long outages. Weeks, sometimes months.
Yeah.
You know, and it has to be done in stages because, you know, you can't just automatically turn on power. It's a real safety concern and a safety issue. So that takes time. From day 11 to 30, we will unlock delivery, okay? Pass emergency energy reform bill, tender 30 megawatt solar, 50 megawatt hour batteries, and Nassau Harbor Hydro. Zero rate duty VAT on renewable equipment, and also to launch rooftop solar for public buildings.
Can we break down that hydro? How many people have seen that very expensive yacht slam into the bridge? It was all over WhatsApp.
Yes.
And if you haven't, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I saw it.
What kind of power, what kind of current was needed to push the boat into that bridge? You see, it's quite simple. You can anchor turbines to the bottom of our harbor so it doesn't affect traffic, and you get, at some point, free electricity. And it's clean, and it's renewable. And the tide flows 20 hours a day. So you got 4 extra hours. The sun's up for 2, solar. What do you do for the last 2? Battery storage. In addition, you need a short-term fix. And we should talk about that now.
Yes.
The government is right now proposed in the back of the fish fry a clean LNG power barge. It's just a barge with some generators on it, but it doesn't pollute as much as what we're doing. This proposal was done 2014, around 2014, by myself and someone else. Yeah, by myself and someone else. In a town hall meeting on energy security way back then. We're just now proposing it for the cruise ships. Am I correct? So wait a minute. Will this be cheaper energy for the cruise ship? And if it is cheaper energy, back in 14, it would have cut your light bill in half right away. So if it's going to cut the energy in half for the cruise ship, why wouldn't we put a bigger one to cut your light bill in half instantly?
What you said 2014?
Around 2014 in the Hilton
So
Hotel.
you mean we would not have been going through all of this now in 2026?
It would have taken 3 to 4 months to bring the barge
Are you
and tie
serious?
it into our grid.
Wow.
Yes.
But it's been ignored. And so you feel my stress. And I tell you, I've said this to all political parties. And the only one to actually embrace it is the COI and its leader, Lincoln Bain.
Yep.
And that's pathetic. That's a short-term fix. Moving on, you look at the hydro, and then insanely brilliant is what Mr. Bain presented with the ground effect aircraft boats and the hydrogen needed for them and the hydrogen power plants that are containerized. It's a 40-foot container, and you can build on that and expand it. Those could be delivered to all of our islands and settlement instantly. And that's a clean energy. The byproduct from that is water, H2O,
Wow.
hydrogen.
You want to jump in?
Yes, I visited Long Island I was there for about 3 months, and it was in the heat of the summer, the summertime. And, those family islanders, I really it was heartbreaking, because, in our country, we just experienced some serious heat over here. And it was very heartbreaking. Persons are afraid to cut on their ACs throughout the day. Yes. And, inside your home builds up, the heat is just unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And, sometimes you wait for that temperature to drop before you decide to cut your AC on. Because, if you cut it on too early while that heat is at its peak, that AC would not cycle off until it gets that room to that desired temperature. And that is where the electricity, that's where it comes in. So Coalition of Independence, we people, Bahamians, we are here for not just accountability and transparency. We are also here for relief.
Oh,
relief.
I love that. Yes. Relief.
Relief.
Yes.
But in the first 100 days, think about insanity. Outside is extremely hot in the summer, correct? And our Minister of Finance can tell me this. Why wouldn't we take that heat and bring it in to heat my water heater? Why would you go and run a generator to heat your water heater when the sun could heat the water for free? Wow. And it's simple things like this, having Bahamians with careers in ownership building the solar water heaters. Why didn't we ever do that? That technology's been around from 1970? So we have had a complete failure when it comes to energy. I want to get to all the talking points, but we've had a complete failure when it comes to energy my whole life. We've never had it affordable, sustainable, and reliable.
But not only that, technology evolves, consistently. And it's just mind-boggling that we have a lot of these so-called politicians in the House of Assembly. And what is so important is, one may have all of the PhDs and the masters this and master that. But, if you don't have it in your heart to have a care for the people, those qualifications doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. So with the Coalition of Independent People, you can see that we have a heart and a care for the people, and we want to really offer legitimate relief to our Bahamian people because you guys, we all deserve it. This country can do better. And, we have the potential out there. We have the minds, the brilliant minds. And like I say again, first, what's needed is to really have a genuine care for your Bahamian brothers and sisters. So back to our day 100, day 31 to 60, we're going to definitely build at speed. We're going to start a 24/7 trenching on priority feeders, solar site prep, substation hardening, and smart grid upgrades, hydrogen-ready family island pilots, begin rooftop installs on hospitals, schools, and shelters. Now, our children should be learning in comfort. They should be learning in comfort. We shouldn't be at a state where, this is 2026, we shouldn't be at a state where PMH, when the electricity goes off and the generators don't even kick in, the generators doesn't work.
No maintenance.
We should be beyond this. This is unacceptable. And Bahamians, when are you going to say enough is enough? Our Bahamian people, we are dying in PMH. I had a situation in PMH before. I was wheeled in, and like our shadow minister of health stated, nobody turned to me in over 24 hours. Over 24 hours. It was sad. But Bahamians, we need to deserve more. We need to deserve more.
There's something our leader says often. He says that a lot of times, and most times, we are in these positions because people benefit from our pain. Do you realize that they are benefiting from the high electricity bill, all of these things that we are talking about now, resolutions and solutions to problems, they are benefiting from it. So I don't understand how anyone in their right thinking mind can vote for PLP or F&M. I'm not even trying to insult the party, but it is what it is at this point.
But would you vote for someone who benefits from your chaos? See, this is the one I want you to hear. Crippling bills, right? Mm-hmm. Unreliable power, corruption and mismanagement, and I won't even, anyway, and a fragile grid. What is a grid? That's the wires and transformers and all the pieces that get the generator to your house. You ever heard this? We didn't know what we was in for. It worse than we thought. That's why we can't fix it. Well, listen, why'd you ask for the job? Obviously, you're in there right now, both of you. So you've seen it, and some of you have been there for decades, so you know. So don't come looking for the job if you don't know how to fix it. See, the COI is coming, and they're telling you in 100 days, that fix is starting.
Yeah, we are going to retire a lot of them. We're not just sending them home. All of them. We're retiring all of them. It's time to go home. Yes. Sip on, some coconut water and watch us fix this country.
So the COI is asking for the job, and unlike the last 50 whatever years, the COI is saying on day one, I don't need to go to the party. I don't even need to go to the swearing in. I need to be getting it done. And so that means jumping on the web, making some phone calls. We kind of know what we need to do. So why wouldn't you pull the trigger on day one instead of just setting up and doing foolishness?
So you mean 4.5 years, you're not going to be just starting and saying, oh, we did this and we did that.
That's the most embarrassing.
I know.
Have you no shame? You didn't build a hospital in whatever years. Have you no shame? The lights go off in the hospital and the generator has no maintenance. You have no electricity in a hospital.
Mr. Bain said something. He said during COVID, in China, they built a hospital. What did you say? In a week?
In a week.
2 weeks? And in how many years we don't have a hospital? Years.
But the Minister of Finance is telling you In China, you can go on TikTok. They build a house in 2 days for $3,000, concrete. Anyway, that's digressing. We have potential. I told you that we have renewable energy already. We spend $400 million a year to buy some diesel and other fuels. So why don't we get off of that? You could leverage that money that you spend each year, borrow the money, do the solar, and the money you would save on fuel, give it to the lender. But we don't need to borrow money. They're measuring right now our seagrass. They're measuring.
Who's that?
So what's happening right now, right? We are saying carbon credits were not real.
So we have them now. They exist. Okay.
We said it decades ago, and for decades we were punished for saying that it's real and we should embrace it.
So who's measuring?
But I wanted to give you the other option in case they say it's pixie dust again, even though the Prime Minister said it's real. So if it is real, why can't we embrace that in the first 1 to 15 days? Why can't we leverage it? Why can't we go to Chicago where the carbon credit bank is and ask them to leverage it? It means I have a house in Lyford Key, and I go to the bank and I want to leverage it. I need, 50 grand for my new Honda.
Right.
So you leverage
The Honda.
the wealth. But I think in the first day, we need to do a forensic audit on our country. Find out what our country is worth. Because how can you go and ask somebody to leverage a seagrass? Fisher Island in Florida is built on Bahamas sand. How much money was sent there? Miami Beach and Port Sand. So how many millions of tourists visit Florida to see our sand? That's when you're rich. We need to do a forensic audit. Because the health ministry needs money. Finance needs money. Energy needs money. But the difference between the COI and the other two parties is no time to play. You have to hit the ground running and get these light bills down.
Yeah, and they go into jail for true. For true.
Well, I see.
No, for real.
That's the other ministry.
No, but what I'm saying is for what we've been enduring as a people with forensics and all of that, commission of inquiry needs to be in place as well. They need to go to jail. No, we don't need to be just clicheing it. They really need to be punished for this. Mr. Rowe, what do you have to say?
Yes, well, I would just like to continue on to the 100th day. We will make it irreversible, execute EPC contracts and battery-backed critical sites. EPC, engineering, procurement, and construction. Definitely get the right engineers on board for the project. Procurement, that's materials, cost, and construction. Get the correct construction guys to bring this to fruition. We will publish diesel retirement and island undergrounding schedules. Get rid of that old fossil fuel, man. Close first carbon-backed bridge facility and launch community solar green loans and public dashboard. When it comes to renewable energy, again, technology, there are so many different forms of renewable energy out there. Our leaders of today, these guys are so stagnant. We are not progressing at all as a people and as a country. Those guys are so visionless. All they know is to put taxes on the backs of the people.
It's true.
And put it all in one bucket for them to just go and dip out with no accountability.
It's true.
We need to change that.
So, has anyone seen those lamp poles going from Clifton to Bahamar on the highway?
Yeah.
Those need to continue all the way down Prince Charles to the eastern end of the island. That's a backbone. They will not blow down in a hurricane.
Oh, wow.
Coming off of those, you start underground cabling of all the subdivisions and homes. So will that happen in the first 100 days? No, but we need to see it starting to happen. We need to see the agreements fully disclosed to the public that, hey, this was the bidding and this is happening. We also need to have solar. We need to have hydroelectricity. We have a place in Eleuthera called Current Cut. It's an actual place. It has a gap like between Nassau Harbor. The island off of Eleuthera is called Current Island. We call electricity current, right?
Yeah, we do.
So why are we not using that current? You could have powered Eleuthera there for 20 hours a day.
Wow.
Burning no fuel with no solar. See, these other things are add-ons, but the hydrogen one must happen. We have to go clean, and we get credits for burning the hydrogen instead of fines for burning the other fossil fuels that we're burning. The gist of the COI is simple. Fix it fast, fix it so they can't go back because it's so affordable. Put things in place. Because if you have a house where your light bill is almost nothing, you won't accept going back to hundreds of dollars.
It's true.
Food prices will come down because everything in this country relies on energy. When that electricity goes up, and it probably will with what's going on in the Middle East, we will then start to see what we should have done and didn't do. But it's never too late. Now is the time to start. And for me, to wrap it up, the future, see, you need a short, middle, and long term.
Yes.
We've only ever had the long term one. And at the end of the term, it doesn't happen. The Bahamas has LNG, liquid natural gas. If we were to get our natural gas, how much would it cost to fill up your car? Google Honda Civic liquid natural gas vehicle. Same cost as another Honda Civic, but it runs on propane like a forklift.
Wow.
So can you imagine just a few dollars to fill up your car? And you don't got to worry about someone else for the fuel.
Wow.
That's how blessed the country is. So do the audit on the country, minister, on day one. Because I've said it before, if a snapper is $10, because Good Friday coming.
I ain't need $10 no more.
And only God know we got $1 billion in the sea, right? You just paid off the debt with snapper. But that's digressing from energy. Energy's paramount.
It is.
And the 100-day plan is just a start. You need a 300-day plan.
Come on now.
And then you need a 5-year plan.
There you go. This is what you call vision.
Yes.
Mr. Roll?
Yes. No way we should have Bahamians dying because of a power outage. You know, it reminds me of a lady who passed away recently from Grand Bahama. The lights went off, and I think she was using an oxygen machine. And, you know, we should have some sort of redundancy. I mean, again, you know, that is so sad. This is 2026. And to lose a life over, I mean, some sort of power, I mean, electricity, it's you know, we can do better, man. As a people, we could do better. We need to do better. So, Bahamians, we are the choice, Coalition of Independence. We are here to get things done, and we have a passion for our people. And all we need is just one opportunity, and I'm sure you guys wouldn't go back to the PLP or the FNM. I'm sure you guys.
There you have it. There you have it. Give them a round of applause. I mean, the vision, the passion. Oh, my goodness. Our 100-day plan for energy and finance and immigration and healthcare is out of this world. I am so excited, and I am happy to be a member of the Coalition of Independence. You can be a member of the Coalition of Independence as well. Do you have something to say?
No, I want to know if you have any questions. Does anybody have any questions
Sorry, he took
on
over.
energy?
Okay, go ahead.
Have I missed anything? Carbon credits.
How are you going to pay for the carbon credits?
No, you don't pay for carbon credits. Carbon credits pay for the project we want to do. And they are real because we've been told so by our leader. So it's not disputable. But there's so many ways to pay for this. It's unbelievable. Because if we stop burning fossil fuel because we put a solar field out there or a microgrid in the out islands, let me give you one example. Do you remember when we had the hurricane in Ragged Island? Yeah. So how many homes we have there? 10? How much does it cost to put solar on an individual house with a battery, a Tesla battery? 40,000? Multiply that by 10 is 400,000. So how did we get millions of dollars going to a company? So I could tell you many different ways. We could leverage the carbon credits. We could borrow if we had to and use the fuel that we send out of the money out of the country for fuel each year to go towards the solar. There's no bank that wouldn't do that for you.
There was something you guys were talking about earlier, and you were talking about putting something on a lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, solar panels.
We
You're going to put the solar panels on the lake.
Yes.
What could you tell us?
When you go
in layman's terms.
When you go to, I believe it's Japan, they put solar over the water. So you come up with a plan to put the proper infrastructure in because you don't want to damage the ecosystem. But you have an area that you don't have to cut down trees already sitting there for you to solarize. Because if you cut a tree to put a solar in, well, you pay a fine for cutting the tree. Our leader told you that a while back when some things were happening with our deforesting.
Do you know in Canada you cannot cut trees, not even in your yard?
In the Bahamas, you need to get a permit to cut a tree.
I don't think people know that.
But we don't enforce it.
Did you know that?
I
did
knew
you guys?
it.
Of course you did.
For 40
but did
years.
anybody else know that?
Did you know how much it is?
How much
Used
is
to
it?
be $5.
$5?
You want to cut a Christmas tree, a Bahamian Christmas tree, it's $5.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Am I correct? Correct.
Any other questions
Any
as it
question on
pertains
solar?
to energy, solar, hydro, all of that wonderful stuff?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen, all of those things.
Can you imagine you have your own fuel coming from water on every one of your islands? And using that to run a generator. I like to keep it simple.
Yeah.
To give you electricity. And the byproduct is pure water. So now you have free water. The best water in the world, by the way.
Wow.
And it powers your transportation to get back to Nassau.
This is so amazing. This is so amazing.
How could I, my brother can come from Canada to the Bahamas cheaper than I can go to Long Island.
Now, come on now.
Because of energy.
Wow. It is the truth.
We pay more for fuel. They said it, planes are going up, and they pay less.
Wow. The vision is uncanny. I am excited. Are you excited? Because, you know, you're actually being heard. We are actually doing this.
We could talk about it all night, but the thing is, I actually will be your first minister that actually lives it.
Okay.
I've actually invited prime ministers to come to my house. Some have been, and they've seen it in action. And yet we didn't do it. Why? Is it because of the fuel?
No, because they benefit.
Special interest groups.
Yeah. They benefit from suffering. That's something that they benefit from.
I'll give you a quick story. In 1999, Mike Smith from ZNS TV interviewed me when we were worried about the Y2K. And I told him I wasn't worried about a power station shutting down because solar runs batteries that run my equipment. That's 1999. How long ago was that?
Jeez.
Wow.
That's when I was better looking.
That part.
The COI, when you say change, it's not only change, it's betterment.
Yes.
And it's fixing it and fixing it quick.
Betterment. empowerment,
Aren't
accountability.
Aren't you impatient?
Me? You think so?
I mean, you want to wait another 50 years?
Oh, no, I can't do that. No, no, friend. No. Mr. Roll, what do you have to say?
Well, I'd just like to say, well, like Graham said, Coalition of Independence, we are doers. And like he said, it will happen in the first 100 days. Because what is so mind-boggling to me is the so-called new clinic, the state-of-the-art clinic that's on Blue Hill Road, opposite NIB. My thing is, those guys been in the House of Assembly for decades. So shouldn't you know what your country needs? Meaning that, so as soon as you take office, you should hit the ground automatically? Why wait until, a year and a half out of the election to, but these are the same tactics they put on our people every 5 years. And our people is going still vote for, I just don't get it.
And then the blame game, where I say, hey, it's them, not me.
And then they would say, give them another term so they can finish the hospital.
No, you can't, No, not this time.
We need to be beyond, get beyond their foolishness and follow a party that is going to make things happen. A party with visionary leaders, a party who, like I say again, accountability, we're going to get the job done. Bahamians, please, we are begging you, we want to fix this country that we live here too. And we are feeling the pressures of what's going on in this country. It's about all of us. And we need you guys to do this. We have to do this together. We have to do this together. People, please, COI. Change is incoming.
Change is here. We have a question from the audience real quick. You can come. No. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to finish the program real quick, and then we will come to your questions. Okay? Yes. And so we're talking about healthcare, our 100-day plan. We're talking about energy, our 100-day plan. Finance, our 100-day plan. And also, who am I missing? Immigration, 100-day plan. I don't know how you feel about it, but I am excited. I am thrilled to be a Bahamian. I am thrilled to be a part of this great vision. I am thrilled to be in the Bahamas at this time to see change in our nation. Welcome to the New Bahamas under a COI government. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Yes. Man, you're only excited. I'm excited. You want me to jump up and have a pom-pom? I'm excited about what's about to happen in our country. Right now, we're going to welcome our leader, Mr. Lincoln. You guys can stay. Mr. Lincoln, Michael Bain up. No? Oh, we have one more. Crown Line. I know y'all want to hear about Crown Line. So I'm going to thank you guys for being here. Thank you. We appreciate it. And we're going to talk about Crown Land real quick. It's not going to be quick, but she can take her time and she can. Oh, it's going to be real quick. When she say real quick, it just be real quick. This is our national chairman, Miss Charlotte Green. She is the ratified candidate for she said the greatest constituency. The greatest constituency in her opinion, because Garden Hills is the greatest, and then South Beach, and then Seabreeze. So everybody is the greatest. Golden Kalani, everybody is, and we have our birthday girl, her constituency as well. Happy birthday to you. Welcome, Ms. Green.
Good evening to my beautiful host. You're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you. I do try.
And to all of our ministries that was spoken about just now. All of our ministries are important, every single one. But listen to this. Land is power.
Yes, it is.
Land is wealth. And when we look at what they're doing with our land, they're basically pulling the rug from underneath the feet of Bahamian people. 4 million. 4 million. That's how many acres we have. That's how much land we have. And 200 plus adults. You mean to tell me that we cannot empower our people by providing them with at least 1 acre of land. But I heard the leader of the FNM said that they want to help the single mothers by giving them $200 a month, a week, a year, $200. But let me tell you, we want to empower our people, our young single mothers, our young entrepreneurs. We want to empower them with land. See, while they distract you with the $200 a month or a week, we want to empower you with land. Miss Claire.
Because I was just
Miss Claire.
Yeah, so yes, ma'am.
What would you prefer
I
as a single mother?
I gonna need that.
Would you prefer $200 a week, month, or would you prefer your 1 acre of crown land?
Yes, because I need legacy for my child and my children and my children's children, and land is going to get that you could keep that $200.
And this is what we speak on when we talk about empowerment. One government is trying to make you a beggar, and the other is trying to empower you. Well, we are going to do this through land and through land reform. It's time for us to have new policies, and that is going to come under the Coalition of Independence.
Yes. She didn't waste any time at all. She just got right in.
So I want to get into the 100-day plan concerning our land. Our land,
yes.
Not the PLP land, not the FNM land, our land, not Brave Davis land, our land. We see what they use our land to do. They use our land and treat us like pawns. If you want this job, you can get this. If you want something, this is the carrot they dangle over our head. But did you all know that this actually belongs to you? And what is so sad is that a lot of people who applied for land decades ago, they ended up getting it, you know. But it was a 6-foot plot. They were buried underneath it. This is how long some people waited for land. They did not even live to have a piece of the pie. But in this lap, in this shift, it is going to be something totally different. So, my fellow Bahamians, our 100-day plan for the Coalition of Independence, we know that there is a lot of skullduggery going on concerning our land. So on through days 1 to 7, we are going to freeze abuse and lock in promise. Cabinet is going to approve the program, halt non-essential crown land transfers, and create delivery bodies. We cannot allow what they are doing with our land to continue. This is why the Coalition of Independence has arisen. We wouldn't be here if there was no corruption. Days 8 to 14, we're going to verify the people and open the system. That's pre-registration opens nationwide. Verification centers go live, my fellow Bahamians. And the public map of crown land categories is released. Now, wasn't this something that we were trying to find forever? This was something that we have been asking for forever. But guess what? This is the biggest kept secret in the Bahamas. The biggest kept secret. Why do you think they're keeping our birthright from us, Miss Claire?
For themselves and their friends and their friends' friends.
Day 46 to 60. Survey, peg, and reserve. Survey teams move island by island, and the first beneficiaries receive provisional entitlement certificates. Now, we have a lot of Bahamians that own land throughout this country. A lot. Let me tell you something. When we first started, and Mr. Bean said that Bahamians are millionaires, remember, the value is in the land. And this is why the maps are hidden. This is why families cannot receive their entitlement certificates. Because by receiving such document, what does that do? That empowers a family, and that empowers a family bloodline for generations to generations.
Yes.
Legacy.
Yes.
Legacy. But under the Coalition of Independence, you shall receive that.
Come on now.
And then we look at day, where was I? 61 to 75. Launch development support. Home starter, farm starter, small business starter. Windows open with plans, tools, and financing support.
Come on.
My single mothers. My young entrepreneurs. To all the young voters who are undecided, who do not know whether or not to vote. This right here, day 61 to 75, should be reasons for you to get up, register, and vote. This is what empowerment looks like. We have a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of single mothers right now that can use this type of development plan. And this is what the coalition is all about. True empowerment. When we say change is here, this is what change looks like. Say that again.
She's never seen anything like
Days 76 to 90. Being visible handovers. Begin visible handovers. COI starts public parcel handovers and places every award, contractor, and dollar spent on a live dashboard. Welcome to that digital portal, ladies and gentlemen. Transparency.
Yes.
And accountability.
Yes.
This is what governance looks like. This is how you run a business, not a tuck shop. What we are seeing right now in our government is running a tuck shop and treating us like we are nobodies. Well, the Coalition of Independence is going to show you exactly how a government should be run.
Well, well, well.
Come on now, Joey. Last one, Joey, last one.
No, like the next way. Yeah, yeah. Up some more. Mm-hmm.
Joey excited?
Excited.
Joey trying to get to the bottom.
I am with him. Is it right here?
No.
Up some more.
All right, all right. 91 to 100 days. Show the country the results. A national scoreboard publishes verification totals, surveyed parcels, provisional awards, and the next 12-month roll-out timetable. Again, my fellow Bahamians, this is what transparency looks like.
True.
This is what transparency looks like. And for decades in this country, our government, I'm not even talking about the natural resources, even though the land is part of the natural resources, but for decades, the government has been keeping one of the most valuable resource from its own people. We see what they have been doing with them. They have been rewarding hundreds and thousands of acres to either companies, one individual, or rewarding their cronies with your land, your birthright. But under the Coalition of Independence, that changes. This message is really for our young people, our young voters.
Could I say something real quick
Yes.
while you're on that?
Yes.
This camera right here, I need you to talk to those young voters who are undecided, who do not want to vote, who don't care about it because it's like it's the same thing over and over. That one right there, please.
Yes, so this message is directly to our young voters. They are hoping you do not vote. No vote is a vote. But I want to encourage you to vote for empowerment. There is an organization called the Coalition of Independence. This is more than a political party. This is a movement about empowerment, a movement about change and opportunity. When we say change is here, this is what we are talking about, policy changes. And I know I cannot wait for the day when I walk into Parliament with all of my colleagues, when we can take the pen and we can sign off on our crown land, when we can sign for the official sovereign wealth fund that is going to allow all of you to benefit, that is going to also empower every single ministry you heard about here tonight in the house.
Wow. Wow. You know, a lot of people are saying, you cannot give 200,000 people crown land. It's impossible. It can't happen. What do you have to say to that? I mean, we have seen it. What do you have to say to those people who say it's impossible, it can't happen?
4 million acres, Miss Claire. And we see the land being taken all over the family islands. We are seeing our land possessed by people who are not Bahamians. We are seeing our land given away as gifts, given away as incentives to people who are not Bahamians, to investors for little or nothing, islands and keys. Yes. So when they tell you it's impossible, they lied.
Yeah, because a few years ago, I saw a whole island up for sale in the Bahamas, and I'm like, how do you do that? I mean, isn't it our land? How do you, as a government, sell an entire island to somebody? How does that happen? But I know under the Coalition of Independence, that's not going to happen. We are going to preserve our land for our people. But could you share some more on how we are going to give land to people, our people, and we're talking about 200,000 people, right? Like the adults.
Yes.
So is it going to be a one-time thing where, or every child when they get 18, they would have a piece of land? How is it going to work?
It's going to be a one-time thing from the time of Coalition of Independence getting into power. 1 acre can split up with a family.
That's true.
That's 1 acre. That's about
true.
How many lots?
Listen.
Exactly. And then on top of that, Miss Claire, it depends on what you are interested in. Okay. Our plots are going to be set up in a way, or areas are going to be set up in a way where it's actually for either farming, housing development, commercial. So you can decide how you want to do this. And we want to encourage our people to don't look too much into Nassau, but into those family islands.
Yes.
We want to develop our family islands. And this is a major way for us to actually decentralize Nassau and develop those family islands and to create economies on those islands. So we encourage our people to go back to the family islands. I saw something on social media where they said the islands are underdeveloped and unpopulated. Why can't we accept foreigners into our country? Our islands are underdeveloped and unpopulated, not by choice, but because of leadership.
You're right.
You know how many people here in Nassau don't want to be here in Nassau because there is no infrastructure. There is no economy on those islands.
Well, I saw something. I don't know if you can speak to it, but I'd like you to speak to it, and it has nothing to do with housing. However, it's talking about Cat Island. They had this, I don't know what it was in Cat Island over the weekend, for the past week. And the airport is, like, the baggage claim is outside, and the waiting there is no airport, right? And so I'm trying to understand and ascertain why people feel as if it's okay for us to live like this. And we're talking about leadership now. We're talking about the leader of the country. And then if you look at Andros, because, Sir Lyndon Pinnon did a lot of things for the country, but he was the minister for Andros for many years, right? Look, it is underdeveloped. People are still toting water. There's a lot going on. What do you have to say about that, Ms. Green?
This is how we know that they're, what is the slogan for the PLP? Progress? This is how we know that that slogan for progress is a lie. And the sad thing about it is, this is the leader of the country.
Yes.
The leader of the country who is using this definition as the fly carrier for their campaign, moving with progress. But this is how the airport looks in Cat Island, the island that you have been governing for more than a decade.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you pick up your bags outside. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that is not progress. It's not. Now, again, if our people are ready for change, then you will choose the Coalition of Independence.
That part.
This is only, if you are ready for change, then you will vote the Coalition of Independence. If you are ready for that modern day hospital, then you will vote the Coalition of Independence. If you are ready to see a reduction in our grocery light bill, then you will vote the Coalition of Independence.
Yes. What about immigration?
Oh, yes. Listen. I don't think that there is anyone right now qualified to clean up this country other than our leader, Mr. Bean. I see people already start putting an application to work in national security.
Are you serious?
People are already making up the application for the Ministry of National Security. People are ready to be deputized to work in the Ministry of National Security. I work in tourism. I could be in tourism. But why do I also want to work in the Ministry of National Security? Listen.
Let me go to.
This is about us cleaning up our country,
Yes.
our border,
Yes.
securing our land, and strengthening our sovereignty. And this is only going to happen under the Coalition of Independence.
I might as well tell you. Is there anything else you want to share from your presentation right here, your PowerPoint? Listen, this is vision, man. This is vision. Beyond, give me another adjective.
Well, basically, like we said, we are ready on day one. And like our leader said, we are not going to rest.
So you're not sleeping either?
Trust me, I can sleep. I can sleep. I can sleep. But we are ready on day one.
Yes.
He said this for a very long time. We are not resting. We cannot rest until we see at least one of our plans come to fruition.
Yes.
They all are going to come to fruition, but our job here is to bring relief to the people. Okay? And like I said in my speech earlier, they have us submitted under submission.
Yeah.
No, under submission with unfair policies. And see, this is what a lot of people don't look at. They look at the campaigning, they look at the partying, they look at the drinking, and they look at the entertainment.
Yeah.
But it is the policies that have a chokehold on our nation. So, like you said, Ms. Claire, I too am very proud to be a part of the Coalition of Independence, because the Coalition of Independence is about policies. We're not just saying what we could do, what we could do, what we could do. We're saying what we're going to do, when we're going to do it,
That's right.
how we're going to do
That
it,
part.
where the money is coming from, and the time frame it is going to take for us to get there. We're not just standing up and throwing out words and bullet points. You see the plan. You know how long it's going to take. You know where the money is coming from. This is what you call a road map to the new Bahamas.
Yes.
So to all my single mothers out there, all of our young entrepreneurs, say hell no to that $200 that leader said from the other party. You want your crown land.
Okay. Miss Green, do you have any last? I mean, she came and she that was her last word she said. That was it. Listen, what do you feel? How do you feel about land, crown land for all of us? For, you know, like they said, Oprah said, you're going to get land, you're going to get land, you're going to get land. Oh, everybody's going to get land. Well, organic Bahamians are going to get land. Today has been amazing. Nothing short but amazing. We thank all of you guys who efficiently came up here and shared the roadmap to the New Bahamas. Give them all a round of applause. Welcome to the New Bahamas. Where are you going, Miss Green? Welcome to the New Bahamas. So, of course, you know, we invite Mr. Bain here, and he is going to share what are you going to share?
There's nothing left for me to share.
Okay. Okay.
I just want to say that this is the beginning. This is the short-term plans, and we're showing you that we're going to be ready to do this from day one. Our vision, and these are all from Vision 2030. We pulled from Vision 2030 and showed you what we're going to do in the first 100 days of that to get it done. And so we're showing you that the country can be run like a business and not like a tuck shop like they're doing now. And we're going to do this. We're going to release some more in the coming weeks of plans. How many of you want to know how you get your money when you get your money? How many want to know when you get your check?
I wish I could put my feet
and where the money coming from?
Yeah.
We didn't come to play with this. And so there's a couple more plans that we want to present to you. We're going to do that. We need to know what's going to be the first things that we do in education and in certain other areas. But we got to fix this country. But today we wanted to cover the areas that are most pressing in this nation.
Yes.
To show you that we got 4 weeks. 4 weeks till election starts. That's the advance poll. We got 4 weeks. And after that, once you vote right on the 5th week, once you vote right, you will see the change immediately. So we went a long time today, so we won't be able to take phone calls. We're so sorry about that. But if anyone is in the audience and wants to ask a quick question, et cetera, we can take your questions if something you want better explained or understood, etc. So go ahead. He was coming forward before I even asked that.
Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Bain, I'm sitting there and
come forward.
I'm sitting there and my ears are really itching. And
turn around.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm sitting here and my ears are itching. I can hear the Bahamian people and the politicians asking, where are they going to get this money from? See, this is what I can hear them talking. They heard MacGyver spoke, you spoke, Miss Green spoke, and they're saying they talking. It sound good. Man, it's so rich, but where they are going to get the money from? They're talking about that. And this is the question, so you can say to them where the money is going to come from to fulfill all of these golden nuggets that what we need in this time.
Thank you, man. Good question. I appreciate that. If you actually go to our website and go in the plans, you're going to see where the money is coming from, and I'm going to break it down quickly. First, we talk about immigration. There's already a budget for immigration, so all the things we said we're going to do, it isn't going to take any additional money. Our processes are actually going to save us some money. Once we get rid of corruption, Dr. Minister always says $1.3 or $4 billion we lose to corruption. What he means is that when they give out a road contract, if it's $1 million contract, they'll hype it up to $10 million. Wow. And so that's $9 million we just lose. And they do it with all kinds of contracts. You can see the airport being built in Cat Island. They said $18 million. For a 10,000 square foot building. $18 million. Come on. And so you saw what they were saying about the glass window bridge. All right, the $10 million bridge that they actually were going to do for $80 million. And so these are the kinds of things that happen, and it's always wastage. The country has the money that they need. They've given out about a half a billion dollars just in consultancy. That's free money they give to their cronies. All right? $500 million that they've given out. Can you imagine what we could have done with that? And so the money is there. We need to stop letting the politicians lie to us. They just take it. They tell you ain't no money there because they want to keep it for themselves. And so for immigration, the things we need to do, the money's already there for that. All right. They make. You heard me. We had a town hall meeting right here, and I read off the documentation. I told you that it jumped from a certain amount, tens of thousands of dollars, to $150 million. All right, particularly since this government got in, it went from hundreds of thousands to $150 million. All right, there are people who say, man, that jump don't sound real. That can't be real. I'm reading the documents, and now Fred Mitchell is saying it. So if we made $150 million from immigration, where the money going? And why we don't have the money to do what we need to do? We just need to run the country like a business so we know what's happening in our country. So that's immigration. Next, we dealt with healthcare. We gave you an idea right from the break. We said that we are going to add an insurance premium to the tickets of all of the tourists. And so let's say it's 10 million tourists. It's really 12.5 now, and it should increase. But let's say it's 10 million tourists, and it's $50 that you add to their ticket, and we don't think they'll mind doing it. When you go to Fort Lauderdale and you rent a car, they charge you for insurance. They charge you at $30-something, $40-something a day onto whatever your car costs. That will give you some health insurance and all that in addition to it, but that's per day. And so $50 onto their ticket, I don't think they're going to mind. And now I think it would benefit them because now they can get a flight home if they want to, or services in our hospital that's going to be improved. Now that $50 a day is going to add up with 10 million tourists to $500 million. That's some good health care that we can get. That's a start towards good health care, a good hospital, free health care for Bahamians, etc. Now, when you add the expats and the work permit immigrants and stuff that come here, that's also paying for health care, we're going to benefit. Those 10 million tourists are rarely going to ever need service. Rarely. So that's almost like free money. And so that's money that can go to doing what we need to do. But it also protects them if they come into a need while they're in our country to make sure that they don't have to worry about anything. Does that make sense? So you see where the money coming from? We ain't talking natural resources yet, eh? And so next you heard from energy. And so like Graham started to say, we're going to use our carbon credits. There are 4 boats on the water right now measuring our seagrass that they're going to use for our carbon credits. That's going to line right up and be finished in time for when we get in office next month or month after next. And so that is going to fund what we need. Carbon credits can fund our solar, hydro, hydrogen, all of this stuff. It won't fund regular diesel or bunker C electricity, but you can use it to fund what you need. You can use carbon credits to fund fire trucks for your family islands because that's green carbon because you have to protect your trees. And so anything to protect the environment will help. So if you need fire trucks to do that, if you need staff to do that, it can be paid for. But we are paying attention and listening to people who grew up in the 60s and 70s and 50s, and we're not thinking like today. All right, and so that's where we need to change. And so we have everything we need. And also, not only will the new solar program, et cetera, be paid for, but that solar program will make money for us. Because once you have the solar program, you get paid every month just for whatever you're saving in carbon. And so we're going to make money by going solar. And so that first 100 megawatt, I don't know what you think we stop in there, that's the first phase. And then the phases are going to continue on. And then we're going to be making money from having our solar plants. And that is going to cause us to be able to expand more so that we could sell electricity to our neighbors, to Cuba and to Florida, Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, etc., Dominican Republic. We can sell electricity to them, and we're going to make what we need from them. So the money is already there to do what we have to do. Lastly, you heard from Ms. Green talking about our crown land, the land free. We own it. And so God gave it to us. And so it don't take nothing to do that. All right, the little infrastructure work that we want to do to organize the parts of it that's going to be residential, because we don't want to just give people bush and say, hey, that's your bush, go in the bush. We're not going to do that. We're going to organize it properly. All right, we're running this like a business. And so the small money we have to do to deal with that, we already have the funding in our economy right now to do it. So we can do everything that we have promised the Bahamian people. Let me put this last thing out there for you. And this won't happen in the first 100 days, but they said the carbon credits are worth $156 billion. Why are people still debating about where the money is? The money is there. And so Brave them is calculating, measuring the seagrass to be able to get $11.34 billion in carbon credits. But the problem is that money going to their company. So if you let them win the election, they could take that money and that's going to them. And we are going to get nothing. And they are going to be extremely rich. I showed you the documentation of Anthony Ferguson starting a company in his name. All right? And another girl who works in his office. They are putting this stuff in their names. That should not happen with a government corporation. And so where the money coming from? $11 billion is chump change to what is out there for us. But we're going to transform this country. So that's a very good question. Anyone else have a question? Someone online asked if we could say something about the Freedom of Information Act. Thanks for paying attention online. We're going to have the Freedom of Information Act right away. It's already in law. It's already enacted. What the government decided to do was to not fund it. And so the man in charge of it, he's at home right now. Does he remember his name? Keith Thompson. Keith Thompson's sitting at home. He getting his salary. But they're not funding the office, the organization. As I met another woman who works there, but she's saying, well, they just ain't funding us, so we can't do nothing. So they kicked the can, the FNM the PLP, down the road slowly because they never really wanted to do it. So, and they ain't going to do it. Remember, Minister spent the whole 5 years almost saying, oh, they got to find a commissioner. And now this crew's saying, oh, they got to find the budget for it. Fred Mitchell said we can't afford it. But we could afford the trips for him and there's these young men he traveling around the world with. But we can't find it for Freedom of Information Act. So I want to ensure you that that's one of the things that we're going to do right away. Any other questions? Someone, they said they want to have Maria. Oh, Maria, come say hi. Come say hi, Maria. Put that computer down. This woman always working, man. Put that computer down, miss. And come here, dress right up. Yeah, give one mic. Give her this one. Give it, all right. And dress right up. Look at her. Look at Cinderella. Look at Cinderella.
My God.
Maria, use a pie?
Aisha. I've been to church another day. That's right. She went to church with me today. Yeah. Good night, my fellow Bahamians. I want to say, Charlotte, you giving me competition. Huh? Fighting.
Come over some more.
The fighter.
Yeah, sorry.
Bahamians, tonight, I want to tell y'all, please, go to the polls and go vote. You all understand? I spoke to Lincoln, and I want y'all to listen to what the Prime Minister is saying. He's keep telling people to go register to vote, but it ain't that, you know. It's the people who have already registered who refuse to go to the polls to vote. And that's my Bahamian people. Because some of y'all are discouraged about what's going on in this country. But we, the COI is here, we're going to bring change in this country. Huh? We got the people's agenda on our list. And I agree with Dr. MacGyver. I right there listening. I say, I hope this woman keep talking about the hospital. She did a good job. And we got this 100-day plan. And trust me, Lincoln, no, I go, because if Lincoln don't do it, I can go in his office. Mr. President, you said we're going to give this to the people. It is all about the Bahamian people. Huh? Our agenda is because we love the Bahamian people. And I believe in what Trump says. The Bahamas belongs to the Bahamian people. Everybody else come in second. And it's us we got to fight for. So I want to encourage the Bahamian people tonight, especially the young people who have not registered to vote. Please go to the polls and vote because we got to fight for y'all.
You have until Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. And y'all people out there who have already registered but refuse to go to the polls, it is about our children. We are fighting for the next generation. And we cannot allow this wicked, evil Egyptian PLP government to get back in power. Time needs to change now. So, Bahamians tonight, before I go and sit down, listen, we got to get Brave Davis them out of this house. Him and his whole entire team. Because when you look at his team, all of them doing the same thing. We come on their agenda. We behind, They put us behind. Brave Davis them lied and they tell all kind of promises. But when they get to the people's house, I believe Brave say, don't worry about the people. We're going to get what we need to get. And we just want to go our second turn. Y'all better get them out of there. They looking for their pension, They want their pension on the backs of the Bahamian people. And they didn't do no job to get their first set of money. Get them out of the people's parliament. Good night, my fellow Bahamians.
Bamboo Town, that's your girl. Give me Maria Daxon. Give me Maria. While you're talking about them, I see, Leslie Miller is going on this show, this Sabah show with Shanique Miller, all these paid prostitutes, political prostitutes. Leslie Miller is on there playing like he didn't know they were giving out passport. That he is so angry at these people getting passport, where they getting the passports from. They getting it from y'all, Leslie. Y'all know exactly where it's coming from. Don't have this fake indignation. They're getting it from y'all, and that's why we're going to kick y'all out. Because it's y'all who just be in the shanty town campaigning to them. All of y'all. Leslie need to say what happened to $30 million that he owe all of us. That they stole from the Bahamian people. And then got the money from NIB and then raised NIB for us to pay for it. That man should not be on any TV station in this country. That is sick and wicked that they would have that man on a TV station in this country after what him and others have done to this country, done the Bank of the Bahamas, and making us pay for it. All of y'all NIB went up because the PLP stole the money from Bank of the Bahamas and then used NIB to pay some of the money back. $30 million, and they got this man on TV talking foolishness. Got to be out of their minds. And I want to say to people of Pinewood Gardens, you have a chance to bring the change. The change can start in Pinewood. We were all victims of the F&M and PLP. Arwak Holmes was Brent Simonette, Frankie Wilson, Bradley Roberts, Bismarck Oakley, all the rest of them. It was not only the PLP. That's all of them working together. That's why they never forced them to meet the proper building standards. That's why the house is falling apart. They never forced them to put in the proper infrastructure and to put drainage in there. And they still haven't made them pay. But let me tell you something. In 5 weeks, they could pay. They could pay if you vote for it. And so we can make sure that happen. While we talking about Pinewood, I want you all to know, listen, Pintard won't be me so bad. Pintard now putting up yard signs around Pinewood with his face on it. Not the candidate face. He in Pinewood, the man lost. Pintard, why you in Pinewood? Pintard, Marco City is not Pinewood. Pinewood is not Marco City. They were, she said Rick Fox put them there because he lost. Michael Pintard putting up yard signs with his face. Not the candidate. With his face in Pinewood. Michael Pintard, you are not welcome in Pinewood. Get out Pinewood, all right? So, I just wanted to bring that to attention to people. The man lost. The man is lost. But I believe that you're going to do an amazing job in Garden Hills. I believe that Mario Boleg has failed us, and his party has failed us. And so he has to go. All right? You know, this right here is them liens, which show that Rick Fox run to the Bahamas for some reason. That's how it look. Because he running from these probably. That's his little 2-bedroom apartment. That's the picture. Yeah, see it? Yeah, that's the 2-bedroom apartment. And to get a 2-bedroom apartment, he had to get a mortgage, a 30-year mortgage. And he couldn't keep that up. I didn't send it to the producer. We'll share it. He had to get a 30-year mortgage for a 2-bedroom apartment. Now he coming here talking about all this stuff he owned in the Bahamas. All right? He said, what's up? The show over. Let me, the producer saying, send it quick. Send it. Okay, I'll send it. Okay, there you go. So, Rick Fox, this is the last property he actually owned, and that was in 2004. That was a 2-bedroom apartment in California. We don't see nothing where he owned nothing since. We don't see where his companies have really done anything productive, and I think that he's looking for a come-up. It's not to talk negative about him, but don't come and pretend and put on these lives, play crying, trying to impress the people of Garden Hills.
Mr. Bain, well, obviously all of us would have passed those billboards with Mr. Davis on them. You can imagine if you had put your face with your candidates. You know, they always talk about how you overshadow your candidates and you do all of the. You can imagine if you did that. But then
that's witchcraft. That's witchcraft.
What it is?
So this is how someone has renovated the apartment that he used to own. This is today. All right, this is the apartment he used to own. He didn't look like this when he was in there. But this the apartment he owned. He bought that in 2004. But this is how it looks today. Someone took it over and fixed it up good. All right, but the other picture there. This see Ulrich Fox. See 2024. Sorry, 2004. All right, 2004 is when he got this property. Go to the next one. 2004. What is this here? Oh, this is the mortgage. So he got a mortgage to get that apartment. All right. So this when he was with the Lakers. So this is the last property he owned, and based on what we could see in the records, and after that, it was nothing. So that was it. All right, go to the next one. And he bought it from Barbara Collins in 2000. Barbara Collins was the last one, and she bought it in 2002. All right. And this is, you see what it says on there? Lien detail. This is a lien. All right. This is a lien, and we trying to figure out. You need to tell us what's the date on this? 2019. So this is a lien from February 2019, and that's when he said he came back to the Bahamas, somewhere around there. And so we need to know what's going on. All right. So maybe he came here for a come up. And it looked like he owes the company called 11 Stones LP. And so, Rick, don't think you coming to the Bahamas to play the people with these fake companies you starting. Patana, have you all built one house yet? That game company you did, what's the name of the game company? High Def. Have you all made any games yet? Have you all done anything yet? And so, yeah, so... we ain't finished with you yet. That was just a little. I wasn't even going to show that tonight, but they made me.
Mr. Bain, I want to share something. Now, this is just. Sorry, Rick. But Lincoln, we see how he has declined from where he has come from.
We know that, let's be honest with ourselves, some of our people are starstruck, and they know it. What is he campaigning off of? What credibility does he carry? He has not proven himself to the Bahamian people. He has not fought any battles for the Bahamian people. And what is so sad? He's talking and speaking on behalf of the police officers who are bound, who are oppressed by both of the political parties. How can you heal them with the same people or the organization that is making them sick? Rick Fox, you are not in this for the Bahamian people. You are in this for yourself. And I know some of my fellow brothers and sisters are starstruck. But Miss Aisha Claire, bring it home. Oh God, bring it home.
The choice is clear.
The choice is clear. Vote Aisha Claire, Coalition of Independence.
Yeah, so I don't want to be starstruck over these people. I don't want to be impressed with Sabas and this nonsense. You know, Sabas ain't even really confident. He's spending plenty of money because he ain't confident. If he was confident, he had to spend all his money. You know.
And I say starstruck, Mr. Bean, because what credibility is he even running on? What have he done for the people?
Now, what he did was Rick Fox released something showing where he was to a basketball camp many years ago in the early 2000s, right? Really? My thing is, the people are saying Jonquel Jones, Buddy Hield, and all of them, even VJ, and even the baseball player, all of them, Chisholm, all of them are having camps. They are having camps. They are contributing. They are giving back. I want folks to know, showing up to someone else's camp, that don't count. All right? Showing up to something that someone else having, or the government having, calling you and say, man, go into a camp and then talking and telling the boys, oh, when you was young, you went to Kingsway and then go on. That's not a contribution. That you didn't help any of them get in schools. Even Mother Pratt did. Mother Pratt went to school in the States to sing Augustine. Yeah, all he did, look at him. He is with a microphone. He went there with a microphone, and what they'll do is talk and say a couple little things to the boys, then they're gone. All right? He has not held any camps. He's not done anything for this country, and I'm tired of people doing that. You come here now because you need it. If you look at Patana's website, you're going to see where they're saying, oh, he grew up in the country that is affected by climate change. And so that makes Patana the perfect company because of what his history is. My brother, you didn't grow up here. And you never wanted to be Bahamian. And so we're not interested in that. And so if Bahamians want to be stuck and let this probably broke former celebrity come and have a come up off of you, like the politicians been doing, then that's on you. But when you vote for it, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't say, man, I thought Rick Fox would do better. Why? Did he do better before? You know what a man is going to do by what he has done. He has done nothing for this country.
And I just want to say this because I don't want people to think we are in politics. We're not bringing down anyone. No, we are applying to run a nation. So therefore, right now, all of our backgrounds are being picked on, picked out. We need to know who is applying, who is vying to represent us. So we have to pick at these things. This is like going through the paperwork, the resume, the references. They did it with the Coalition of Independence for 5 years.
Charlotte, they could say what they want to say, but this is our country, and it's the only country we got. And that man formed a whole company, organization, after Dorian, to raise funds for the victims, to build houses for the victims of Moores Island and other parts of Abaco. Not one house built. Where the F and M going with him? $33 million raised. Where the money? We have a right to ask.
Yes.
Because that money was raised on the behalf of the Bahamian people. And he is not answering to what happened to that. And so if you're starting the corruption now, what is going to happen if we let you get in? Those people in Dorian suffered. And he is in the right place because it's the FNM who made them suffer. And he is right there with the FNM who made the people of Dorian suffer. And he is there with no accountability of these funds that was raised. And he ran here smiling with his white teeth, trying to convince people and his red eyes crying like he cares about the people. We want you to care about the people of Moores Island, where this money was collected, or give account for what was collected. We ain't into the politics. We've been fighting for the people a long time against people like you. And so you need to answer. And the FNM knew about this because they was the government. And so they need to answer. And he is angry at the PLP because they didn't give him the land. I believe he was going to use the land for something else. That's what I believe. Because if you say you got all this money, if you got a successful company, you could have built a couple of the house. You could have buy land in Abaco cheap. Land in Abaco was so cheap. And so you could have buy the land, build some houses and say, government, see what I'm capable of, see what we could do. Now give me some land to do a real subdivision. But no, nothing. No, we're not impressed with that. We gotta do better. And so Garden Hills, don't let this fella come there with his slick talk and swing you. All right, Slick Rick. Don't let him come there with his slick talk. We are not interested. Go back to where you come from. Everything he is doing, he was a part of FTX, you know. Even when FTX was here, he came with them. He was a part of FTX. Go Google it. Quick forward, FNM movie. He was a part of FTX. Now this patana foolishness. And these other little look funny looking stuff that he was a part of. What they do is, someone forming a company, they'll try to grab some B-list celebrity and say, man, we'll give you some shares. Just come and make it look like you was a part of this. Show your face. And people do that legitimately. All right, 50 Cent did it with vitamin water. All right, but that was a success. He didn't have to pay for shares. They gave him shares for his celebrity. So they say, okay, Rick Fox, we want you to be part of this company and make it look good. So we could say, you know, even Rick Fox is a part of this. But nothing comes to fruition, nothing. And so not wanting to spend all this time on Rick Fox, because the real problem in this country right now is Philip Brave Davis and his crew, and they got to go. But I don't want us to go and swing hard to the FNM thinking that they're a solution for anything. They are not. They are not. This crew is unqualified and not ready. This crew, the same crew, is who destroyed us. Last thing I'll say. Last thing, because I want to sing happy birthday. Last thing I want to say. I want y'all to pay attention to something. The $17 million drones. Y'all see them yet? Now, this war is going on, right? The war is going on. And they have drones that's from $2,000 to $25,000. All right? That's the ones with the Houthis using. Iran using drones with from $25,000 to $50,000. And so these are military-grade drones with bombs on them. All right? We wasn't getting that. We was getting the little drones with the little Ford, a little helicopter. And so let's just say the drones was going to cost us $10,000 each, which, you know, the drones don't cost that. Let's just say it was going to cost us $10,000 each. That means Marvin Dames would have ordered 1,700 drones. 1,700. You look up in the sky, it's supposed to be black with drones. 17, if it costs 10,000, and we know it didn't cost 10,000. So now, Miss Karen Silverman is funding Marvin. Miss Karen Silverman lives on Ocean Club, and she's known Marvin for a very long time. They are close. They are very, very close. They are very, very, very close. Very, very close. And so she is funding him, and so he got her to give money to the F&M, because remember Pintada was broke. Now you see them like they spending money. Karen Silverman was a part of that, and that's why they can't get rid of Marvin. That's why he's so confident, and that's why when this drug boat thing came up, they can't do nothing with him, because the woman who put the money, so nothing you can do. And notice Pintada ain't saying nothing about that, not a peep. So if he could be corrupt now, what he could be later? That's that.
I will send the picture of the FTX group.
Yep, you saw them?
Yep.
Who's sitting in the crowd?
Sitting up, Slick Rick.
Man, Slick Rick in the crowd? Man, there he is. You ain't send it to Joey. Let Joey put it on the screen, man. Oh, yeah, over there. Yeah. Yeah. And he did interview. If you go on YouTube, he did interview with them as a part of FTX. If you go on YouTube, you'll see the interview that he put there. So all of these little funny things, that's Rick Fox. Y'all don't fall for that. All right? Y'all don't fall for that. And so Rick Fox, don't come at me. All right? Because yeah, see him there on the stage. That's him right there. All right? This at the FTX thing. I will tell you. That's him right there on the left with the brown boots on. I told you all before, his dad wanted me to buy Holiday Ice because he was in trouble. I didn't buy it because it sounded like a scam. I was like, why you want me to buy that? And your son is a basketball star. I said, no, this don't sound right. So I still helped him. He asked me for help. I helped him. Because he said Rick don't help him. All right, so we shouldn't have gone into all that, but I don't want my people to get swing. Don't get swing from the PLP. Don't get swing from the F&M. All right? And if you read Pintard's book, you will know why you shouldn't vote for that man. If you read that book, that is the most disgusting book that I have ever read. I've read Hitler's book called Mein Kampf, and the Pintard book is more demonic than that. This man is talking about what you do to your opponent, wife, and children. If y'all read Pintard book, y'all will see how dangerous that is. You notice he ain't answering? He ain't saying nothing? That is the most worst demonic book. Talking about how you trick the people, how you lie to them, how you steal from the government. The book is called Politricks. We need to invest. It's called Politricks. All right, I send you a put the picture on there, Joey. I send you a picture of it. Little amateur-looking book cover, like someone drew, like he drew it himself. Put it up there, producer. Yeah, go. I want Bahamas, if you read that book, yeah, we need to have story time with that because I have the book. It is sickening what's in that book about how you deceive the Bahamian people, and that's exactly what he does. Michael C. Pintard, Politricks. This is the actual book cover. That's it. Bahamas, if we don't get this right this time, our country gone. We can't fall for the Politricks. Well, anyway, since William Knowles could put a plug in there, I wrote a book and it's called Identity Crisis. You can go on Amazon.com and you can get a copy of it. That book is about lifting people up and empowering people, about your purpose. This one about tricking the people. That's it for me. Thank you all for being here, and I'll turn it back over to our host.
Wow. Notice I was very quiet as they were talking about Slick Rick. I didn't even have to fight. My colleagues did it for me. I love being a part of the Coalition of Independence. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being with us during our 100-day plan. Also with our ratification of Lady Taylor, Bakira Taylor. We'll get it right. I'll get it right very soon. I'm sorry. And happy birthday to you as well. We're going to sing happy birthday shortly. But yeah, again, Bahamas, vote for change. Vote C. It's very simple. Vote COI for change.
I was at the gas station. The woman told me that this is it. Say COI.
With a finger.
Oh, that look like cursing.
Yeah.
COI.
Okay.
That's what she showed me. She said
Okay.
that's how it goes.
Okay, that part. That part. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for spending your time with us this evening and tonight. We appreciate you. We'll see you soon. Again, I'm Aisha Claire, the Coalition's ratified candidate for the great Garden Hills. Slick Rick, I'll see you soon. Changing coming.
Change is here.
Change is here.